What's up, everybody? Valhalla Sports Talk is on the air today. NASCAR Xfinity Series Racing, the Nalley Cars 250 from the brand new and improved Atlanta Motor Speedway. What's up, everybody? And Valhalla Sports Talk is here for all the action. What's up, NASCAR Racing Berserkers? It's Valhalla in the house. We're getting on just in time for the start of this one. Promises to be an exciting race, I believe. I think it'll be an exciting race as they've repaved, redone Atlanta Motor Speedway. And it's a whole different kind of racing, y'all. It's a whole different kind of racing at Atlanta. Think of Daytona and Talladega, but on a 1.5 mile racetrack. 1.5 miles, bumper to bumper action. And let's go ahead and bring in the audio. What's up, Stephen Fye? How you doing?
They have some big unknowns to contend with. That unknown is this racetrack. We saw earlier in practice today how.
So today we're going to have the audio from Fox Sports 1 playing, and we're also going to have the scanner radio from the drivers, between the drivers, a random scanner channel that'll bring up random scanner racing. But man, the truck race was very entertaining. It happened just before this one. And man, the cup practice earlier today. Holy free holy, we're in for a show tomorrow, no doubt. What's up, Yellowman? Yellowman in the house, having him a little adult beverage, without a doubt. Mine and Milton says, how we doing? What's up, Milton? How you doing, man? We've been doing a little bit of NASCAR here on the station. A little bit of NASCAR. Yep, old Kenley Jansen is now an Atlanta Brave. Atlanta tried to get us back for signing Freddie Freeman, so they went out and got our what's soon to be Hall of Fame closer, but I think it was time for him to go. Not really all that worried about that, but wish him well with the old Atlanta Braves. Wish him well. Subscriber count as we start today, 7,850. Our member count has gone down to 18. But we're going to do a little Xfinity Series racing here on the channel today, and then we'll follow that up tomorrow with the NASCAR race, and then tomorrow evening we'll be with them Arizona Wildcats as they go to round 2 of the NCAA tournament. So that's the schedule. That is the schedule, ladies and gents. 9 Berserkers up in here. Share this thing out if you can. Hit that subscribe button if you're new, and turn on those bell notifications if you want to know when we go online. King Yellowman says, I'd trade Freeman for Kenley. Steven says, hello, happy Saturday, chat in Valhalla. What's up, Steven? Just minutes away from the drop of the green flag in this one, Xfinity Series Racing from Atlanta. Again, this track, they did a full redo on it. A full redo. It's now got, I think they said 28-degree banking in the corners, something like that, maybe 24, but it's like 5 degrees less than Daytona in the corners now. So that's a lot of banking on it, especially on a 1.5 mile short track. Cup practice today, if that was any indicator, when you get a large number of cars on the track at one time, we're going to see some drafting, and we're going to see some side-by-side racing, and we're going to see long lines. But let's get to it. Let's get an audio check from the chat. What's up, QC? What's up, dude? QC, the legend, the man, the myth. Up in here. I have no thoughts on the Yankees. I don't think they've done much this offseason. Steven says this track's going to be fast as shit. I'm thinking I think they were handed a shit sandwich, QC. I think the new management was handed a shit sandwich, and they're doing the best they can to navigate their way through it. I think ownership wants the Vikings to compete next year, and I think they're trying to make that happen. Audio sounds good. Good deal. Good deal. Yeah, I think that the new ownership there, Quessy and Kevin, are doing the best they can with what they were handed.
victory just like he did a year ago in the Atlanta Motor Speedway victory lane. And now we are so excited to welcome Justin into the Race Day show. Great to
All right, so they're interviewing Justin Allgaier pre-race here. I think they got a late start here because the Truck Series went late.
Because in the break you told us it's pretty interesting. I think maybe it was the phrase you used.
Yeah, we were talking about how beautiful.
Thomas Forbes says, I could see a lot of cautions today. I think you're right, Thomas.
Not at all what we felt like we were going to see from the test that we saw here with the Cup.
America's Got Talent takes place at the Atlanta Motor Speedway. I didn't know that.
I kind of had an idea of what
QC agrees with my Viking take. I was happy we kept Hunter today,
the Truck Series
and I was happy they didn't kick the can down the road, or at least they haven't yet. Because we would be in decent cap shape next year if we just leave his contract alone.
probably helped that, took a little bit of the nerves out. And,
Viking Jerome up in here. What's up, Viking Jerome?
it's going to be a wild race.
Got some Viking fans in here. 18 in the chat.
The truck guys had.
Steven says Hotlanta just got hotter. Yes, it did. It's going to be an entertaining track.
It has the potential.
Probably become one of them must-sees on the circuit as far as
You did the test, Nick.
going to see an actual race there.
Interesting because you talked about that you thought all three series would have a different race.
So again, we'll have the race audio on in the background from the television, Fox Sports 1 coverage, and we're going to also listen in. They give us free scanner coverage, so we're going to listen in to the random scanner where, anything could happen on that thing.
There is a difference in speed.
So it should be interesting.
Quite a bit of difference in speed between the trucks and the Xfinity.
But a little 21 piece in the chat. 21 up in here.
Whereas we're a little bit slower. And sometimes slower is not a bad thing because it allows us to kind of race a little bit more side by side.
QC says definitely looking better if we can.
Definitely seeing some characteristics that are going to be interesting. But for the
Yeah, we're definitely gonna have to get a couple corners in the draft. And Peterson back, yes or no? I'm kind of good with that. Hopefully, if he comes on a kind of a team-friendly deal, I'm down with that.
you're just right, we could have some problems.
We love side by side.
Thomas has been to 3 different races at Atlanta. Cool. The only track I've ever been to, y'all, is Phoenix. That's the only track I've ever been to. My wife's been complaining about gnats in the house. She sees gnats all the time. That was my first one, and he's dead. He died a horrible death right there. Glenn Hewen says, Valhalla, good afternoon to all the berserkers. Beautiful Saturday for some racing.
Time and effort that
Little overcast here
put in is awesome.
in the AZ today. A little overcast. Kind of, I don't know, kind of dreary looking out there.
Where
But not cold or nothing.
we have a car to win every week. Any of the four of us really, and we've raced each other a lot, week in and week out. Last week I look at our day. And
Allgaier, who they're interviewing now, has 16 straight top 10 finishes in the Xfinity Series dating back to last year.
it definitely was a little bit wild and unconventional, but I feel like our team has been great. And it's hats off to everybody back in the shop. They've been working their guts out.
I really thought this race was going to start right on the hour.
Exalta, Nalley.
Let me look at the guide here.
We're looking forward to trying to go to victory lane.
It says we're supposed to already be going.
Different configuration, but nothing better than going back to back in Atlanta.
Justin, we saw the shoe zone's a big deal every week, but we saw that really play out in the Truck Series race. Even teammates kind of getting frustrated with each other of maybe not working together.
The QC says, don't clean that gnat up. You just leave him right there so all the other gnats know what's up. No doubt. Don't be coming into the kill zone. Don't be coming in the kill zone. I'll send you to Nat Valhalla.
Of where I ended up.
I'll send you to the old Nat Valhalla, and you can hang out with Odin Nat and Freya Nat.
And who ended up winning the race. So I think it's going to be a
Glenn says spring has long winters up there in the ND. Straight Shooter says Vikings draft, hopefully a home run.
all battling for a win.
Yeah, they're going to have to hit on the draft. I agree with you there. They're going to have some hits.
You can help a teammate, you're going to do that.
But, Zimmer never played the rookies, so maybe the Vikings scouting department is legit. Just we never play the guys they draft.
That are going to be up front. No different than the truck.
So we'll see. I think them rookies are going to get some PT this year. They'll have to. They'll have to, or they'll be calling me up to play cornerback on a Sunday.
Well, Justin, thanks so much for your time. We're wishing you the best of luck out there. Have fun. Thank you again for joining us. Okay, so we heard Justin talking about junior.
I wonder if this girl on the pre-race coverage is preggers or if she just thick.
Well, lots of top five.
She's thick.
Obviously, Noah Gragson winning last week. The thing that sticks out to me though is that
Who are those racers in the background? On the left there, your left, as you're looking at it,
top five.
you've got
Could have been in the top five as well. If
oh shit, I forgot his name.
But that guy right there.
Just give me a sec.
Sticks out to me. You look at his start at Daytona being third. He made himself the championship favorite.
I'm gonna be mad when I see his name.
Sports best organization, but his relationship with Luke Lambert, Larry, has just been incredible start.
Yeah.
I know the kid on the right is Gibbs. The one on the left is the guy. He's Noah Gragson. Noah Gragson is his name.
He's kind of been beat up the last 8 or 9 years in the Cup Series.
Noah Gragson on the left and Ty Gibbs on the right.
2017, but it's kind of been a rough ride. So I like the reset that he's done here.
Thomas says she's just thick though. SG says, I haven't tried a coffee from the Black Rifle Coffee Company. I haven't either. I don't drink coffee. It's one of the few vices I don't have. And but I've seen it for sale at some of the fancy smancy coffee places here in town.
Program. Straight ahead, will Georgia native Brandon Jones be the first driver from the P?
Yellowman says thick or thick with 3 C's, Yellowman. Yeah, Cousins did have him dead to rights there. He knew it too. Yeah, we got to get some Q cornerbacks going. That one that got in trouble that we cut immediately when he got in trouble, exonerated or the charges were dropped or whatever, and he ended up signing with somebody. I think the Texans, the one we drafted first round. Was that Gladney? You know, I've got a little rant here about YouTube. You know, I'd like to do more like Viking stuff on YouTube, but there's so much regurgitation of other people's takes. You know what I mean? That's all. People who do a video, like someone will go on Twitter and tweet such and such is happening with the Vikings, and then you got 8 videos of people just commenting on the tweet. I think it's lame. I think it's lame. I don't know what's going on with my little music in the background. In my headphones, it sounds like it's struggling. It sounds like it's cutting in and out. Straight Shooter says, glad to hear in Arizona. Oh, Gladney is in Arizona. I get you, Straight Shooter. Is that where he went? Well, good for him. What's up, Coach Dante? What's up, man? How you doing? What's up here is we got a little NASCAR Xfinity Series racing, the Nalley 250 from Atlanta Motor Speedway. All right, I'm going to turn that music off. You guys tell me if it's cutting in and out so I know whether to play it anymore or not. Hopefully these drivers are about to get into their machines. Yeah, they're not even in the cars yet. King Yellowman says, in order to be successful, you got to become the Skip Bayless of Vikings takes. Just do videos where you take the dumbest stance on every issue. I could do that. I could probably do that. I tend to not agree with most of Viking Twitter. I do know that. SG says, hey, Valhalla, you should get a beard. I can't grow a beard, one, because it's all patchy on the sides, you know. I'm not one of them. Because of my blonde highlights, you know, in my hair. Because of my blonde highlights, I can't really grow a beard that looks very good. It looks all patchy. So I gotta go the clean shaven route. Most old people just grow a beard to hide their double chin. I should grow a mustache. There's a filter now on, I think it's TikTok, with a mustache. The wife and I were laughing at that the other night. I think the Lakers are horrible. They have disappointed me greatly this season. I can't even watch them. They disgust me so bad. I can handle a team that's not good, but I can't handle a team that quits. I cannot handle a team that quits. And that's what the Lakers are this year. This version of the Lakers is a team that will quit.
I'm not a happy person, but what I love about this race team is they let me be me, and there's a certain amount of time I can be upset about it, and then it's done. And we don't talk about it anymore, and we move on to the next race, or we go golf, and
the QC says some really thick sideburns and nothing else. Just some pork chops. Some big old pork chops here, QC. Again, it's all patchy. Once it gets past where, where my sideburns would be if I had sideburns, it gets really blotchy looking because of my blonde highlights. Gray hair, the blonde highlights.
Thank you, Regan. We will make sure we keep an eye on him.
But that filter on TikTok looks pretty cool.
Hasn't won this year, but very consistent overall.
And just kind of quiet below the radar. You saw the numbers. Second at Daytona, all three of the West Coast races.
I really got to start doing more of them TikToks, though, because I, A, enjoy doing them, and B, they're funny as hell to me. It's just a matter of doing them.
18 races, 7 top 2 finishes, including
Glenn says Chuck Norris doesn't have a chin under his beard, just another fist. Truth. Have you ever seen that website, Glenn, with all the Chuck Norris isms? It's all things like what you just put, but about Chuck Norris. That shit's hilarious. If you're in the right mood, you can be in tears watching that. You could literally be in tears watching that.
It seems like Colleague is off just a little bit from where they were last year, especially in the Xfinity series.
All right, looks like I lied about scanning the radios because it's not free.
Daytona, and he's been good at mile and a half. This is a mix of both of those.
It's not free, y'all, so I'm going to have to activate that if I decide to keep doing these NASCAR races throughout the year.
First driver from the Peach State to win at this track.
Caitlin Brandon Jones riding some momentum after Phoenix last week. Kind of got your season underway, if you will, with a strong performance. Now you come to Atlanta, your home racetrack. What would it mean?
So they're interviewing this Brandon Jones, and I've never seen a NASCAR driver with that many sponsors on his uniform. They all have a bunch, but this guy's got a shit ton. They go all the way down his uniform jacket.
That's going to be the key to finishing this thing. Talking to my teammate,
He's the meme master.
And he kind of feels like it could trend up to the top like we saw in that truck race.
QC says Chuck Norris doesn't read books. He just stares them down until he gets the information he wants. I love him, man. I love him. You get some booze in you and read that website.
Mine is Menard, so I'm looking forward to seeing
Caitlin, you mentioned that track position, that third start.
Straight Shooter says Chuck Norris was my instructor when I was 9 years old in Santa Monica, California. Crazy dude.
A little bit of a slower start to the season, but do you think
What is that rule of 7 or whatever? Everybody you talk to, you can find a connection from you to them by going through 7 different people. What is that called?
He had that moment in 2020 where he straight up outran Kyle.
What is that called?
At Phoenix in the equivalent car.
All right, let's bring up our little light dealy here. Bam! Bring up the lights. We are track condition orange right now, so we push the little arrow to the side here.
He had those 3 wins in 2020, and we expect to see.
There we go.
Last year they didn't win. But
We are not on the track yet, as far as I know
They
yet.
ran well last week, got a good starting position this week, so that's key.
Yeah, 47 race winning streak in Atlanta was tough on him last year. He crashed out both of them, but I couldn't think of a better place to be in a Joe Gibbs Toyota.
Howard Johnson says, I hope Kurt Busch and
well, there you go, yes.
BLM Bubba comes in less than last. Less than last?
Atlanta Motor Speedway, you see, the cars are gridded. We're going to be given our race picks for the win when we come back. Stay with us on FS1.
All right, going to a commercial break here. They still, I think, are there drivers even in the cars yet? Yeah, let's not be doing the BLM stuff, y'all. There's no politics. Let's not take it down that road. Man, there's some serious hate out there for Bubba Wallace, though. I've noticed that in these NASCAR streams. Serious hate. Yeah, 6 degrees. Is it 6 or 7? It's 7, I thought. I know the saying is 6 degrees, but is it 7 people or is it 6 people? Straight Shooter says we used to beat the poop out of the Taekwondo shop across the street every month. Well, man, if you're taking, you know, whatever that is, and Chuck Norris is your teacher, it'd be kind of embarrassing not to kick the crap out of the shop across the street. Well, I get that part, Yellowman. I get that part, dude. Yeah, I hear you. That's probably a big part of it sometimes, but I don't think it's always that, but I think it's a lot of that. Boom, boom, boom. Put this music on. 21 up in here. Track condition warm for the Nalley Cars 250 from Atlanta Motor Speedway. So 28 degrees of banking in the corners here at Atlanta. 28. Daytona's 33 degree. So what is that? The difference between like this and this? Crazy. Crazy. So just like yesterday, when I go to search on YouTube, my streams aren't coming up. I don't know. I don't know what happened. It used to be that there it is. Okay. There it is. So never mind. Maybe I just needed to refresh the screen. All right, let's get to it.
We're getting closer and closer to the Xfinity Series race kicking off. Drivers dropping in. Who are you watching, Larry?
I'm watching Sam Mayer, another one of those junior motorsports drivers. Fast every week, but only one top 10. 3 actually led to 4 payload speed.
Man, whenever they show that Ty Gibbs, it looks like he's like a teenager out there
He's in the 54 car.
driving 160 miles an hour.
They're pretty good. Unfortunately,
Oh, yes.
this isn't our typical mile-and-a-half track, so he'll have his hands full today, but
This will be his first race on this Atlanta track. Trevor Bain in the 18 for Joe Gibbs today.
This one ain't supposed to be a start, but I think because of the performance in the first 2 races, they say, you want to run it?
it's been really impressive for him this year. There's Daniel Hemrick, NASCAR Xfinity Series champion from last year. I like him today. He wasn't great in practice, but I like him because he won both stages at Daytona. We've talked about this being a balance between a mile-and-a-half track and a super speedway. So
Keep an eye on
Yeah, no doubt, Yellowman.
time now to go
Most people that get into that Taekwondo or karate or any of that stuff, you know, they could really hurt somebody badly because of their training, but part of their training is to not hurt people badly. That's part of their training.
He will get his 17th consecutive top 10 finish, and what a better way to do it than
A big part of any of those martial arts is to control it, to be able to control it and avoid contact, conflict.
It's going to be important. So Noah Gragson, it's been an unbelievable start for him this year.
Good pick.
Yeah, I think
I like
he'll
it.
be able to.
Kyle Larson was in this series, he'd be kicking Kyle Larson.
We know that he does pick Larson. All right, my pick is also from Junior Motorsports. I'm going Josh Berry. I think he could potentially get his first win of the year today. So, these guys ready? Are they excited? Are they nervous? What do you think?
I would say a lot of anticipation.
I just can't wait to see how it's going to be a little different than the Truck Series race, how that's going to play out. How Garrett said to look for that.
All right, for Jamie, Larry, myself, that does it for us. On the other side of this, you'll see Adam Alexander, Joey Logano, Brad Kay. They're calling the race.
All right, here we go.
Racing isn't all about the numbers. Like 162 double wins.
All right, another commercial here, and then they'll get to the regular coverage. So we should be getting ready. 17 hanging out with us right now as we're getting ready for the green flag. Getting ready for the green flag for the Nalley Cars 250. Is that Nalley? Is that a dealership group? Does anyone know? Is that like Hendrick Cars? Is Nalley a dealership group, or is it just a dealer in the Atlanta area maybe? I didn't look that up. I meant to, but I forgot. Anthony says, Valhalla, do you think Hendrick Motorsports is ever going to retire the 48, 88, and the 24 and use other numbers? I don't think if they didn't retire the 3, they're not going to retire anything. If NASCAR didn't retire the 3, they're not going to have any other number retired. JK says Ty Gibbs is a spoiled brat living off his grandpa's money. Well, he can wheel a race car. Some of us are just luckier when we're born. You know what I mean? Some of us are just luckier, and some of us just look for reasons to hate people. I don't think I think the kid wanted to race a car, so he's racing cars, just like Harvick's kid, just like the Dillon kids. Hey, if you're born into it, best of luck to you. It's not like they were named king. They weren't named King of America or nothing. Anthony says, because I feel if you're making those drivers drive a car with those numbers, it feels like putting pressure on them. Well, kind of, but you got to remember, NASCAR, there's somewhat like 40, what do they usually have in a race now? About 40 cars in a race? So you can't be retiring numbers at much of a clip, that's for sure. But no, absolutely not. But, anytime I say absolutely not, that's exactly what they do. Just like the designated hitter in baseball, just like moving these numbers to the front of the car this year, even though I still think it looks like straight ass. It looks better in the Busch Series, of course, because they left them alone. Glenn says, seeing all these famous NASCAR names, surprised there aren't any Jarretts racing. Yeah, I'm surprised none of the Jarrett kids got into it. The Jarretts, the Labanis, none of them got into it. But these kids that are coming up now, Harvick's kid is heavily involved in it. Kyle Busch's kid is heavily involved in it. There's quite a few of them, actually.
Phoenix. It was fun in the sun for those who went out west. Now we haul up and head back east for the scintillating speeds of Atlanta.
Again, I won't have the in-car stuff for you. I apologize. It's just the only thing they give you for free is the radio broadcast.
Oh my goodness! It's right here, right now, on FS1.
Welcome into part 2 of our NASCAR doubleheader on FS1. We're at Atlanta Motor Speedway, and it's the Xfinity Series race
Well,
here in
Anthony, it's the team owners that control those numbers, okay? So once you get the number, that's your number as a team owner, right? So they're not going to give up, like Hendrick isn't going to give up the 24 and let some other racing group run the 24 because all his history is with Hendrick. So same with Childress is never going to give the 3 to Stuart Haas. You know what I mean?
Right before the first team, but he gets to 61 feet wide right before the start finish line. That's where it's going to be hard to manage all the runs coming at you.
The number 3 is running. Ty Dillon runs it in the Cup Series level, Thomas.
And Atlanta, I don't know, because we've had no idea what.
All right, so we got Logano and Keselowski in the booth today with Adam Alexander.
I expect Noah Gragson to be really good. I went and talked to the series director, Wayne Alton, and before the start of the race, he told me, hey, this is the same aero package that the cars had with Phoenix, just with a tapered spacer on the engine to make a little bit less power, Joey. And so the guys that were good...
So instead of a restrictor plate now, they're calling it a tampered spacer.
So you used to run here in Atlanta. Throw them in the garbage, take those stats, throw them in the garbage, doesn't matter. It's a new Atlanta.
Gregson was fast in Xfinity practice this morning. I watched that. Gregson was very fast in practice. He led the 10, the 20, and the 30 lap averages.
Driver, new facility, had a little bit of practice. What is your biggest concern going into this 250 mile?
How do I feel about Kenley Jansen leaving, Andrew? There's only so much money, my man, and I think that, I think he's probably got another year or so left in him. I think it was time for the Dodgers to move on. I really do. He damn near got booed out of the stadium last year. He rebounded great down the stretch, but he also gave up the last 3 hits that eliminated the Dodgers from the playoffs last year. So,
like we said, it's in between somewhere in a old mile and a half
in the super speedway.
I think that was a little bit of
Years ago, before they
bit of an attempt to get the Dodgers back for signing Freeman too. That Atlanta even signed him.
You guys talk
Kind of petty.
about the front straightaway is, and then how you funnel down.
Kind of petty.
55 feet down there. Now it's only 40 feet wide. Give me an idea
It's still Austin Dillon in the 3.
when you might be 3-4 wide for a straightaway, and then you got to close it down in the corner.
Oh, yeah. Well, it narrows up. It's a funnel, no doubt about it. And keep in mind, although it might have a feel of a Daytona, it's still a 1.5 mile track instead of a 2.5 mile track. So the radius of the corners is much tighter, and you really feel the G's in the car.
Yeah, but Anthony, what I'm saying is, NASCAR's not going to allow it because they didn't retire Earnhardt's number. They didn't force it on him. And B, Hendrick doesn't want another car running. Even Hendrick doesn't want to switch numbers either. Those numbers mean his organization. Stuart Haas isn't going to give up the 14. You know what I mean? They're not going to put the 14 in storage
Let's talk about the role of the
and start running another number because 14 is their history. That's what I'm saying.
Like today, though, the spotter is going to be your best friend, and if you don't have the right guy or gal upstairs, you could be done.
Absolutely. Drivers and spotters are really going to earn the money. This is
The one Dodger I'm going to miss, y'all, is Seager. That's the one that I didn't think that we should have let go.
But it's gonna.
But I think he just went for all the money.
The challenge of running in this environment for a full race is very taxing.
Absolutely. You are going to.
Glenn says, glad to see RCR keeping the 3 competitive. Sad to see how the 43 ended up. Listen, they got a driver in that 43 this year, man. They got a driver in that 43 this year.
And like you said, the cars are moving around a lot. One thing that we may not see today that much is tire wear.
Andrew thinks that the Dodgers are going to trade for Will Smith of the Braves.
Strategy a lot of times is going to be off of fuel.
Howard Johnson says, let's hear it for Vince Scully. We love Vince Scully, Howard.
We're going to see today. I don't think we're going to see much tire fall off. We didn't see it much in the truck race. We didn't see it much in the cup practice. I don't think we'll see it in this Xfinity race either.
And these Xfinity cars are running the same tire that they were in the Camping World Truck Series. So if anything, the tire wear is going to be better in this race than what it has been so far through those practices we saw earlier.
So sunny day in Atlanta, they have, in the new track configuration, they've eliminated a lot of the grass on the front stretch through the dog leg.
He's been so good so far this year, but do we get a fifth?
I don't want to say they've eliminated because there's still grass there, but they made it much less grass. The track surface is paved much wider.
A lot of attrition. Being around at the end could be really big.
Yeah, I think the 2 of Sheldon Creed looked really good in practice. The 7 of Justin Allgaier also looked really good. Those 2 cars, along with the 9, seemed like the standout cars.
NASCAR feels really good right now.
It's getting real close, Yellowman.
4 different winners in the Xfinity Series. 4 races.
I loaded up the,
Winners in the
I've been working on the setup for the Dodger games, Yellowman.
different winners. We're 11 for 11.
It's sick, dude.
Can we make it 12 for 12? We'll find out shortly. Now we're going trackside for the command.
All right, here we go. Let's see if we get a good start to your engines. This is Paul Whiteley and Alex Torres, the Grand Marshals.
Nalley Collision Center Manager Alex Torres. All right, Atlanta, here we go. Drivers, start your engines.
Nah. So Nalley must be a dealership. That was like the GM and the body shop manager.
38 Xfinity Series drivers are ready to go. The green flag when we come back on FS1.
Yellowman says, can you do a spring training game this week? We need baseball. I don't know if I can get the Dodger games here, Yellowman. I'll look and see if I can find one, bud. I'll see if I can find one. I checked on like pricing for tickets to go to see the Dodgers up there in Phoenix, and I was shocked at how much the tickets are for a spring training game. So I was like, I'm out. I don't want to spend that kind of money to go see a game that doesn't mean anything. But I think the COO wants to take some time off work, and so I think maybe we'll look back into going maybe next Friday. Can't wait to see what the $1 million development team has in store. Well, I'm gonna have to. Yeah, but Yellowman, I don't know what like channel they're on or nothing. I literally have no idea what channel they're on. I'll have to look into it. So the other news this week in baseball was Fernando Tatis apparently broke his wrist in the offseason. He's going to be out for like 3 months. Hate to hear it. Hate to hear it, yo. I do need to go up there and see him, I guess. The bucket of goodness running out. If I can't get the spring games in Arizona, we need to riot. Yeah, I wouldn't even have a clue what channel that would be on. I know they're not on my local NBC, ABC, affiliates. Yeah, I saw a couple of funny memes about that, Yellowman, with Tatis crashing a motorcycle. Oh, Howard Johnson says Nalley has BMW dealerships, among other brands. So yeah, that's the one I didn't like. I'm not going to like seeing Jock Pop wearing San Francisco Giants colors.
This race is very interesting.
No, I didn't. I didn't see anything about a golf cart.
Big time rain here, thunderstorms in the Atlanta area yesterday, but it's perfect today.
All right, they're finally rolling off. 66 degrees, western wind, 9 miles per hour. Clear is the forecast.
And sunny skies, and that sunset, it could play a role in this race as we go through out the 250 miles. Noah Gragson wins last week. One thing we learned about...
You think so, Yellowman?
He knows how...
I don't know. He sure caught fire last year.
He's got his first win of the year. Can he go back?
He sure caught fire last year.
Let's go from the driver's seat with the kid from Las Vegas, Nevada, Joe.
Wild man Gregson, Joe, we got him up here to do it.
So Noah Gragson, another driver from Vegas.
Hey, you were pretty entertaining last week. You were pretty entertaining in cup practice, slicing through the field. You were exciting as well in the Xfinity practice. What do you think about this track so far? And
Noah Gregson's going to race in the Cup race tomorrow.
Yeah, the track seems like a
He'll be in the Cup race tomorrow.
shorter straightaways, but been pretty fun so far. Our 50th anniversary Bass Pro Shop.
Their entire infield on a golf cart. Was it here in Arizona, Yellowman, for spring training?
We got the last pickup car as well, which were pretty valuable. So I think we just need to bide our time here and see what we can do out front. Have some good pit stops execute today, but teams are working hard. Thanks to everybody at Junior Motorsports and Xfinity for putting the race on. Track's a lot of fun. Happy birthday, Johnny Morris, and we hope you got here for a good show for the fans.
absolutely, well, those miles are going to be valuable.
There's a guy with a lot of money, old Johnny Morris.
That's right, thank you guys.
Did you call him Wild Man? Is that what you
He's a
call him?
wild man. He's crazy. He's always making big moves all over the place.
Why are you wild?
Yeah, Yellowman? I'll check it out.
Series by far.
He is. I saw him slicing and dicing in our cup practice.
But I mean, he seemed to come in clutch for him during the playoffs. They won a fucking World Series with him.
He uses a metric to set the starting lineup. Noah Gragson is on the pole.
Excuse my French.
Two reporters, and we start things off with Jamie Little. Hey, Jamie.
Hey, Adam, when you guys talked about hot drivers, number 54 of Ty Gibbs, certainly somebody to watch. He's never raced here in Atlanta, but he did get to test here in January. He and two other drivers. He told me it was really beneficial for the team, helping set this car up. And in the practice session earlier today, he said it was very stable. The car was good. This 19-year-old has won 3 of the 4 mile-and-a-half tracks he's raced at. Keep an eye on him. He's going to be a threat to the end.
Can you imagine that? 19 years old and he's already won 3 out of 4 races on a mile and a half.
Absolutely spectacular way.
His playoff stats were worse.
Josh Berry goes slow to avoid a
He was the story of the playoffs, it seemed like.
Xfinity series right there. Not something he wanted to do though. That ultimately ended his day. Fast forward to this year, 2 wins later, riding this streak of 3 straight top 5s. right now to start the season. Josh Berry in a very good position with this race.
Glenn's looking for Cody to bust out of his slump and put up some big numbers. Cody Bellinger has absolutely changed his batting stance this year. More normal looking, straight up. Andrew says my Braves need to release someone to re-sign Solar.
So far today, that's say
All right, they're rolling onto the track at Atlanta Motor Speedway.
3 consecutive top fives running so good last week, just like his teammate Noah Gragson.
Yellowman says Bellinger better show up this year. If he don't, he'll probably be playing for the Braves next year.
Sports that's rolling right now. The guy who bought this race a season ago, Justin Allgaier, 16 consecutive.
If he don't, he'll be wearing that Braves blue and red next year.
Absolutely. He's been so close to getting that win this year. He's been fast at every racetrack. Things just don't seem to go his way right at the end of the race. Not of his own doing either. So very fast car, like we said earlier in the show. He had a very good practice. His car looked like he was...
Yellowman says Jock has a high OPS in the playoffs because it's a home run or nothing. Well, that's true. It was a home run or nothing.
Like this. It's hard to see a fast car, but it's easy to see a car that can move.
All of those guys, though, Corey's the one I'm going to miss, y'all. I thought, I don't know.
Be able to take the push.
World Series MVP, I thought he would be a Dodger for life.
Like this, and we always get caught up.
And now this Turner's going to play hardball with his contract. Trey Turner's going to play hardball with his contract, and we're going to lose him.
I bet he's pretty happy.
And
It's the best he started all year.
then we're going to
Came back for that top
be looking for a shortstop.
penalty on pit road, so that team has really been getting it done. Now we're on board cameras. We start with George's home, Austin Hill, driving to 21, a winner earlier this
All right, so again, this race is being shown on Fox Sports 1 on your local television dial.
His hometown race has the visor cam.
163 total laps in this one. Not sure about stages. I don't know if they even do stages in Xfinity.
Riley Herbst
There's old Riley Herbst in that 98 Stuart Haas entry.
at this track and hoping to get it done. And look, this is not what we expected.
He's coming down and putting tires on the car.
Regan.
Well, apparently he shifted the right front tire from what the team is telling me right now. So before the race even starts for Riley Herbst, late pit stop here as they're getting ready to come to green in a moment.
How about that?
He's headed back out in that Monster Energy Ford.
Well, and the one thing you like, the way guys were mixing it up.
Yellowman says Seeger's not worth $300 million.
Field, maybe dropping back like he will do.
There's a lot of people that don't think that Freeman is worth the kind of money they're paying him. But
163 laps, stage 1, stage 2.
one thing I like about the Dodgers is they're not afraid to spend it. You know what I mean?
For teams to look over their race cars.
They're not afraid to spend it.
With the limited practice time and the new surface.
They got stages in all of them now, sentiment of a movie guy? I thought so. I just didn't see a listing for stages here.
You check out that
Usually they give you a little breakdown here on this deal,
that's big because
but I didn't see it this time, and I thought maybe they don't have them.
80. Got some cautions. You might be able to avoid a pit stop.
28 in the house, though.
And I don't think you're going to want
It's a sight better than my Arizona stream last night. A little bit better.
tires you're not going to wear today. This is brand new asphalt.
My Arizona basketball game stream last night, that was a ghost town up in here.
Smooth as can be. And
We barely got to 200 views.
The fans are out for what will be a wonderful afternoon of racing. Front row, Noah Gragson, Josh Berry, Gragson.
All right, so 27 in the chat as green flag is about to raise.
Jones and Ty Gibbs. The pace car are going to head to pit road. Sit back and enjoy the NASCAR Xfinity Series.
All right, here we go. Pace car headed down pit road. Green flag of the Nalley Cars 250 at Atlanta Motor Speedway.
Great push there for the 19.
Gregson with a nice little lead here on the inside.
did sneak up top, but
Not quite, Joe. That's what's
And we'll go to the stat page as soon as it becomes active.
starts, restarts. You want to get out front as quick as you can and set the pace.
It's Gregson and Josh Berry, nose to tail. They've moved up into the high line.
Teammate Josh Berry.
that's what you want in a situation like this. Put my teammate behind me. That's the safest player you can have behind you drafted with you. This is one of those racetracks you're not going to be able to really do it on your own. It's going to be nice to have a road.
All right, here we go. Let's go to the alternate screen here.
Top lane's already showing some strength. You saw that in the truck race here just an hour or two before here, Joey, where that top lane really builds momentum. on the corner exits and carries that speed.
Gregson, Barry, Gibbs is your top three. Uh-oh, our top three isn't showing up.
Gain some,
Let's fix that real quick.
Does that surprise you that the high lane is given away? You know, I think so many people anticipated you'd want to be on that bottom line.
Well, it doesn't look like it's. I mean, the Cubs definitely got more cars up there for sure. But, you know, eventually,
Sorry about that, y'all.
9 cars so much, that bottom lane could start to prevail again. As we see right now.
$35 million per year for Korea.
this was a track we were worried about the start. We were worried we'd see a lot of attrition. We still might. We're very
Glenn says it wouldn't have problem.
Did you say that? 3 wide?
But great start.
We got him 3 wide there.
Really calm up until my mouth here, guys.
But that's what we're talking about. This isn't Daytona.
Yeah, it would be bad to pay big money if the team's junk.
Where the cars are just bolted to the racetrack and got a ton of grip. You seen AJ just get loose and slide up the racetrack a little bit. That's where this track is kind of in between those two.
The 11 up the middle, Daniel Hemrick. Nearly.
You know, if those Mushaladas at Dodger Stadium are $30, that's not because they paid players money. That's because the owners are gouging the fans.
Take a look back here at AJ Allmendinger. Gets into turn 3. This is a tough spot in the track. You see, he just gets loose, chases it up.
Yeah, that 16 car, he had some trouble there.
But he's saying thank you, and he's able to go on and find another day here.
They're pushing on one another pretty hard in these turns sometimes here, y'all.
And that seems to be on the.
All right, so the first stage is 40 laps.
It's got a bigger transition, the front stretch.
Stage 1, 40 laps. We're on lap 5 of 163 right now.
One big abrupt turn, and the cars kind of get upset right there. So that's one of the troubles.
Yeah, the 9's been pretty dominant, Thomas Forbes.
We're talking about the top lane being stronger. Now they're strung out on the bottom of the racetrack. Where, you know what, the cars are different.
The 9, as I mentioned, in practice today, he led all of the 10, the 20, and the 30 lap average times.
The cars are changing because the drivers are evolving.
PJ's got his courage back up. He's making some big runs here at the top of turn 3 on the outside.
He's not scared. AJ Allmendinger to 4th in the outside lane.
That's that teamwork that we talked about. It's nice to have teamwork with you, and honestly, nobody does it better than Colic.
They do.
They work defense.
I think the way that it works, Yellowman, with concessions at most of these events, like the Dodgers, it's probably different per ball cup, actually. But for most of them, I think that what happens is they're contracted out, but they get a percentage of the sales, of the total sales.
So maybe he gives him a good speech before the race, but they work together very well. They get results from it.
I'm sure it's different at different places. Stephen Hawkins, welcome to the Berserkers. General Thor will be proud.
Allmendinger on the move early, Jamie.
It's Grayson Jones, Allmendinger, your top 3. They are nose to tail for about the top 8 cars, I would say. Driving around this brand new paved Atlanta Motor Speedway. 28 degrees in the corners now at Atlanta. So it's going to look a lot like a super speedway race, but they're only on a 1.5 mile track.
AJ, it's been top 10 in every race. We're 8 laps in Atlanta for the NASCAR Xfinity Series. Noah Gragson is now in 15 of the last.
All right, Gregson, your leaders. They go to commercial. 9 of 40 laps complete. And we go to a commercial. $31 in the chat. Welcome to Valhalla Sports Talk's coverage of NASCAR Xfinity Series Racing. It's the Nalley Cars 250 from Atlanta Motor Speedway. If you're new, hit that subscribe button, give the video a like, and turn on the bell notifications so you know when Valhalla Sports Talk goes online. Glenn says people on YouTube are turning on Disney. They're charging for everything but air at the parks now. Yeah, it's ridiculous. Greed. It's what we've become, though, y'all. It's what we have become. Lap 10, it continues to be Gregson, Jones, Allmendinger in your top 3. We've been green for 5 minutes, 45 seconds. Average speed, 171,360. The last fast speed on the track, 176,955. We are caution free through 10. Gregson leading the way. King Yeldon says, if I was a parent, my kids would have never heard of Disney. Doubt I'd let them watch TV at all. You don't like Disney, huh? All right, our first commercial break in the race here. They're on lap 13 of 150 now. It continues to be Gregson, Jones, Allmendinger. I hope this isn't a boring race with them running single file, afraid to do anything because of this new track. All right, let's get back to it. They're showing on Fox right now the actual repaving.
But after the race here last July, they ripped up the pavement. And not only did we get new asphalt, we got a new configuration, went from 24 to 28 degrees.
I watched a video on the repaving, and it was really interesting with obviously with them putting the banking in the corners like they did. They did all that. It was like computer generated and laser levels and all this stuff. It was really trippy how they did it. And they worked around the clock.
Absolutely, Adam. And I love this visor cam here because you get a feel for how much different Atlanta is now. Not only does the pavement look...
I hear you yelling. my parents too, man. My parents too.
Turn 2 here in just a second. Got the sun in your eyes driving down to turn 1. And I think...
39 in the house, though.
Old Atlanta, no way. But this new Atlanta, Joey, you can really haul the mail wide open all the way around. Easy wide open.
So if you're running by yourself on this track, if you're not dealing with other traffic, you can literally run this race now, run this track without ever lifting off the gas, just like a super speedway. When they have to lift, it's usually because there's a car that cuts in front of them or they're getting a run on them because of the draft, things like that.
At character, as a driver, you describe the power.
But they're single file forever right now,
Not so much fun.
and that doesn't make for a very good race. Well, there we go. We're too wide after about 4.
And you go over one of those bumps, ooh, that really can tense you up because you know you're right on the edge. Just slips the car just a little bit.
Nice battle here from 5th on back. What's the word on Justin Allgaier, Regan?
Well, have you seen Justin making a move right now? He had planned to make this move, wanted to try something before the end of the stage.
All right, there goes Allgaier. He's the first car on the inside lane, and he's trying to make some hay here on lap 18.
That is what it is. Everyone's racing hard, but what I like seeing here, we're coming to the competition caution.
I missed that. One of the drivers said that someone was out there trying to wreck him.
Not want to lose a bunch of spots. If you know there's a caution coming out, go for it. Go make a run.
We're on lap 19 of 40 in stage 1, 19 of 163 in the race.
Competition yells in things of this nature because it gets drivers going like this. The juice is flowing. And we see this race just...
All right, Gregson's dropping down, blocking the lower line now, just like a super speedway event.
Here, but you don't want to lose control of the race if you're Noah Gregson. Major incentive to stay out front as we work lap 20.
Again, they have a new rule at Atlanta now. New rule at Atlanta due to the reconfiguration. They used to call it a double yellow line. It's a red line around the bottom of the track. You cannot go below that line to advance position, and you cannot force another car down below it.
This is going to come out here. It can come out at any point on lap 20.
Yeah, this isn't like the end of a stage when you're racing.
It's kind of shaken up a little bit now. Allmendinger's moved in second. Jones in third. Gibbs is up there in fourth.
Slightly earlier than normal in this situation.
In the eye of the hurricane.
Across the start finish line.
40 even in the chat.
Situation there.
A little NASCAR Xfinity Series racing here on Valhalla Sports Talk today. Halfway through stage one.
So too, making some moves, seeing what I can do. A lot of times when you see everyone that's single file, they're scared, don't know what to do. And this really gets everyone racing. Here we see the 68 Brandon Brown.
Whoa, he's having a little moment here.
Nice save.
That reminded me a little of Josh Berry in practice, but I think he got more than he bargained for there.
That may not look like a lot to you at home, but when you're inside that car,
Oh, it feels like a lot.
your pants are brown.
Hey, we're yellow.
He needs to go.
We're yellow right now.
Tony Alfredo, whose sponsor is
Dude, like,
Midwest.
There you go.
I don't even know why they went yellow.
There's Luke Lambert. Talked about the success that he and Noah Gregson have had this year.
Gregson, Jones, Allmendinger as we get our first caution of the race.
All different types of racing.
Apparently it was the 20 car that had an issue here.
Yeah.
So far, Gregson has led every lap, led all 22 laps.
After that, to me, the route of AJ Allmendinger. I like that.
Did anyone in the chat see what happened to cause the caution? Because I sure as hell didn't see it. Maybe I was looking down.
He gave up. And, you know, he drove forward. If anything,
Oh, it might be a competition caution.
speaking that car, as we were talking about that earlier with our pit road reporters.
Competition caution at lap 20, apparently.
And he's showing Jose, he's got the speed, maybe not so much to handle it.
But they're saying it's due to the 20
If you have a car that's
on our little tracker
you
there.
better not lose track position. So you guys do everything you do to get that clean air in the car because AJ's car
Oh, lap 20.
as he falls further back in the field.
Yeah, competition caution chat.
Stay aggressive, be upfront when you have a car that's built around speed, not handling.
Pit road is not open yet, so we'll see what strategies do play out here under the competition caution. Tomorrow on Fox, the NASCAR Cup Series is here in Atlanta for a battle on the new track.
All right, so we'll be online tomorrow for the Cup Series race at 11:30 my time, 2:30 Eastern.
2:30 Eastern on Fox. Our coverage begins here on FS1, 1:30 Eastern time with race day. And I think about for a Ty Gibbs.
Oh, that Ty Gibbs car pushing water.
You know, for the fans at home, the NASCAR Xfinity Series cars with
Pushing water.
the pop-off valve for the radiator. And basically, when the car gets too hot, it shoots water out. And they put it on the right side of the car, so you can still kind of see it, but you don't get burned as the driver. But a little bit usually is okay. When you start to see that a lot, and that was almost borderline a lot. And now you've got real problems, especially in the
Chat's got quiet.
It's going to be interesting. I don't expect many cars to hit on this competition caution, right? I think a lot of them will probably stay out here.
So remember, tire wear usually isn't an issue after a repave, so they're predicting that some people will not come in to service their machines.
Or if you're up front, you stay out, stay 10th on back, you pit, and then try to flip it at the end of the stage.
Yeah, I should definitely see this flipping
Gain
right
some
here.
track position.
There we go.
AJ Allmendinger, first taker.
All right, so we've got cars that did come in. Allmendinger's one of them.
The guys in the top five, AJ Allmendinger, his teammate.
Hemmer comes in with him.
And a handful of others making pit stops here at the competition caution, Jamie.
So AJ Allmendinger said, I'm a touch free, and I
Shot, says Yellowman.
thought about making an adjustment for it, but they also said, if we adjust for that, we're going to lose some speed. So it sounds like maybe just a 4-tire stop here. No drink necessary, hasn't worked up enough yet, and his teammate, the 11, in as well. Car's pretty good, just a 4-tire stop. Crew chiefs told me this is a great opportunity here at the competition caution to check fuel mileage. And
Glenn says, good to see Arizona progressing in the tournament. Yeah, they should have dominated that team yesterday. They kind of, they won by 17, but they really should have won by like 50. They shot themselves in the foot the entire game. A ton of turnovers. Just an absolute ton of turnovers. Oops. I think I messed that up. But yeah, we'll be doing the Wildcats tomorrow night on the channel, the late game. It's the last game of the night, so maybe we'll get some viewers for that one. A little bit better than we did last night. I was waiting. There were so few people in the chat last night for the Wildcat game that I kept thinking that maybe Gil would show up. Gil, of course, the one of the longest people on Valhalla Sports Talk as far as a subscriber and a member now too. But yeah, it was used to be just me and him in my early NASCAR streams. We'd just be hanging out. But depending on what you're looking at, we're pushing 46 or yeah, there we go. We're pushing 50 in the chat right now. So welcome to Valhalla Sports Talk. We're in a commercial break. Competition caution in the Nalley Cars 250 from Atlanta Motor Speedway. Noah Gragson has led every lap in this race so far. Your top three, Gragson, Brandon Jones, Ty Gibbs, as those cars did not pit for the competition caution. Matt Hunter checks in. I salute you, Valhalla. In spite of your limited knowledge of NASCAR, being primarily a Dodger streamer, you're literally the only one doing what you're doing. Supply live content to us out here. I think I've got a little bit more than a limited knowledge of NASCAR, my man. Come on now. But appreciate it. Gil went into the military, and last I see it, I have him on Instagram, I think, and I think he's in San Diego still at his tech school. I think that's what he's going through now. I think he's at his tech school now, but he looks really happy. He looks really healthy. He made it through, the old guy that goes in the military, but looks really happy. All right, let's get back to it, y'all. Let's get back to it.
6 of the last 7 races on mile-and-a-half tracks.
So again, the big deal about this race is Atlanta Motor Speedway completely reconfigured. They've gone from the banking in the corners now is only 5 degrees less than that at Daytona. They've narrowed the racetrack as well for better, tighter racing.
Watch show film scenes in City Island.
We got 52 up in here. Larry Napier, welcome to the Berserkers. General Thor will be proud. Appreciate your subscription there, buddy. Nicole says he knows a lot about NASCAR. Thank you, Nicole. Thank you, Nicole.
I have to ask the question. Car 54, where are you? And here it is by the number.
So that 54 that Gibbs is in, right? Kyle Busch has 5 wins in that number. Ty Gibbs already has 5 in that number. Bell and Nemechek both with 1.
Chris Gale, crew chief, every time they put this car on the racetrack, it is, if not the car to beat, right there with the car to beat. So we got fast race cars, good drive.
19 years old, man. That's crazy to me. 19 and wheeling that car around the track.
We see the fans in the stands who love to enjoy Logano.
Howard says, as far as I know, no one joins the military. We join a branch of service. Well, you got a point there. Gil joined the Navy.
Yeah, the choose is going to be something that these drivers are going to learn about. This
Appreciate it, Larry.
The inside or the outside.
All right, here we go. We're about to get green flag racing here, y'all.
One thing
it's Gragson Jones on the front line. 15 to go in stage 1 as we about to go green. Oops, green flag, green flag. 2 by 2 they race into turn 1. Gibbs putting the bumper to that 19 car, same with the 1 to the 9.
This seemed like it might have been the difference to get the 9 out front. Still getting a push from the 1, Sam Mayer.
Jeff Gordon wheeling us around here on this green flag lap.
Clear at that.
The guys that finished 1-2 last week in Phoenix, running 1-2 today. Gregson and Jones, number 9.
9 right to the lead again. It's Gragson Jones again. And man, Ty Gibbs is pushing hard on that 19 car.
Do we take the run and try to take the lead here? Or do I try to push
the 1's going to take advantage of it on the inside there. He's the first car on the inside lane. That's Mayer.
10, all 3.
Sam Mayer.
Cars in the top 10. Boy, have they been good all season long. Lots of speed.
Nicole, yeah, it's they've been pretty close together. I wouldn't call it the exact same as Daytona or Talladega, but those cars are sucking up to one another, and it's big packs. It's definitely big packs of car.
That's the line, Brad. There's only 12 to go in the
Oh, someone got into the wall there. Someone tapped the wall and bounced off it. They're still green.
You think about this, Mayer started row 2.
Stage 1, 12 laps to go. We're on lap 29 of 163 in the race.
Back, he scored 6th on the racetrack, maybe now 5th as he races down to the inside of Barry. And Daniel Hemrick made a second pit stop under caution, Jamie. What's the story there?
He had come in and got 4 tires, and they pulled some tape. This right here, the problem was...
I'm not understanding your question, Anthony.
They put some more tape on the nose. Gentlemen, you can explain what exactly it does when they put a little bit of tape on the nose of that car.
Well, the tape associated.
Hey, no problem, Matt. Welcome to the channel, dude.
Tape on those cars anymore, but these Xfinity cars and the trucks, that tape, it does 2 things, and 2 of them are great. 1, it puts downforce on the car, makes it handle better. 2, takes drag off the car and makes it go faster down the straightaway. The penalty is the car was hotter, and there's a limit to that, obviously.
51, up in here, up in here. If you're new, hit that subscribe button. Give the video a like.
Speed in your race car.
You're on Valhalla Sports Talk. We're covering NASCAR Xfinity Series racing from the Atlanta Motor Speedway. The Nalley Cars 250. We'll be back tomorrow for the Cup race, of course.
Back for the 3rd place. Josh goes down there. He knows that he's got Sam Mayer's teammate in the 1 right behind him.
Nicole, I didn't watch the entire truck race. I took a nap because I'm old. But I only saw Hallie during the practice this morning. I don't know what happened to her in the truck race. If anyone in the chat knows, let Nicole know.
I was told when they did the tire test here, just not enough momentum to get to.
I only watched like the last 2 laps of the truck race.
I think now we're starting to see you put all these cars out together. The momentum is much better. You can close up and really give a shove.
So much more energy on the racetrack when you put 30 cars out there, bumper to bumper. The runs just keep getting bigger.
No, I think NASCAR is going to keep that 4-car limit active. I think that NASCAR wants more teams, not more cars on the teams.
Every lap so far, 7 to go, stage 1.
And I don't want teams to have more than 4 cars either.
His teammate, if he can.
Oh, we lost outside here.
Let's get some new blood in NASCAR, you know what I mean?
Jones with drafting help from his teammate Ty Gibbs.
Make it affordable so that other people could have teams. I think four is more than enough. Most teams that have 4 cars have a very difficult time finding sponsors for those 4 cars.
You see the box pretty tight here, Brad.
Gregson getting a little bit of activity from Jones, who's trying to take the lead on the outside with 6 to go.
Get up the top here.
Great push down the back straightaway. Mike.
All right, they're pushing. They're pushing one another down the backstretch. Gregson sails off to the lead again.
I'm noticing this. Looks like Ty Gibbs is having a little bit of trouble keeping up with the 19 car.
Nicole says, I'm guessing she got in a wreck and finished dead last. Oh, she did finish dead last? Yeah, must have been a wreck or a part failure of some kind, huh?
Buffett hanging around the top 10 as well.
I'd say some of the best handling cars are at the bottom of the racetrack right now. Those cars that are able to stick it on that line with other cars in front of them, dirty air.
I'm stunned that there's not any females at the Xfinity level yet. Again, because, I think that sponsorship is what's running a lot of these seats now as far as deciding who's driving these cars. And I'm surprised there's no females yet, after Danica left.
Your evaluation of the way Noah has managed the inside and the outside lane, blocking those runs coming from behind him. He's working hard. He's working hard.
No, they're 2 totally different organizations, Anthony. RCR and Hendrick are both totally different organizations.
What about the 27? He's in the middle of this mix, Regan.
He is at Roman just in the backside of the top 10, but keep an eye out for him. He's having to get out of the line. We talked about that.
There you go, Yellowman. She wears some crazy sunglasses. Her sunglass sponsorship, all the drivers have sunglass sponsorships. Her glasses look weird as hell. They're huge. They're freaking huge.
Like Atlanta.
And we're coming to 2 to go at the end of the station. Business is picking up.
All right, it's going to get active here, y'all. Gregson in the lead. He keeps blocking up and down to take the momentum from those lines.
Gotta feel a little confident.
Clear.
That 19 of Jones is the one that seems to have had the best chance of catching him now, or so far.
First time Gibbs out of back here.
That's a move we saw a little bit in cup practice. We haven't seen it happen a whole bunch here in the Xfinity Series yet, but
Gibbs is falling back. Back to 7th now.
In the middle of that lead pack,
Bain moving up on the inside there. He's up to about 4th or 5th. 3 wide racing. Allgaier up the middle. There we go. 1 to go. 1 to go in stage 1.
Wow, that's right.
It's Gregson, Barry, Jones are your top 3. Algier wants in that. Justin Algier wants in it.
Kelly Earnhardt is saying, just keep it all together. Noah Gregson swept the 2 stages a couple of weeks ago in Las Vegas. Won 1 of the 2 last week.
Here we go. It's going to be a drag race. Boom! Barry wins stage 1.
The opening stage. He just
Josh Berry wins stage 1 right at the line there.
every single lap of the first stage until the last one. Josh Berry, great move.
second career stage win for Barry. Gregson heartbroken.
Gregson's number 9 truck pushing water now.
Trevor Bain got him in Phoenix. Barry, Gregson, Allgaier, Mayer.
By about 3/4 of a car. Barry wins that stage. We go to a commercial break, y'all. We go to a commercial break. Oh, I see what you're saying now, Anthony. It does seem like a lot of the junior motorsports drivers end up racing for Hendrick. Not RCR. Yellowman says, good for her. She deserves huge sunglasses, whatever she wants. Yeah, there's a couple little hotties, that are coming up through the truck series right now. And that's why I think they will be racing Xfinity probably next year at the latest, because the sponsors are what gets you seats in NASCAR now, at least unless you're just an unbelievable driver. Larry says Barry's fast. He sure showed it at the end there, didn't he? In one weekend, Anthony, I would have to say the tough one is truck at the same time, but I think the only one I can remember is Kyle Busch that won all 3 races. All right, I'll be right back, y'all.
Stage 1 complete for the NASCAR Xfinity Series at Atlanta Motor Speedway. It was a junior motorsports freight train in the front. Barry, Gregson, Allgaier, and Mayer. Listen to number 9 radio here.
I didn't know we were coming to the checkers. Yeah, it said 2 at the line, and it's 1 at the line. Yeah, no, not listening.
This is what every spotter wants to hear. I wasn't listening to you.
Well, we found a guy who likes the result. We found a guy who doesn't like the result.
He's saying to his friends, hey, why didn't you guys wear your Josh Berry shirt?
All right, pit road is open, and they're coming down.
Pit road, Regan.
They're led by that 8 car of Josh Berry.
Including Justin Allgaier. You see Josh Berry right there? Justin Allgaier, that race car has the windshield covered in oil. So somebody put some oil down on the racetrack. 2 tires for him. A little bit tight with that race car. Josh Berry, the call was for.
Oh, wow. Allgaier has trouble getting out of his pit there.
No complaints.
Car in front of him stopped short.
No, Grayson, no complaints either, other than the fact he didn't listen, so he came up a little bit. Maybe that stage win there.
Gregson comes on the radio, says he wasn't listening to his spotter. He didn't know it was the last lap of the stage. Oops. Cost him some bonus points for the championship.
From Bubba Wallace.
Slow pit stop for 9-2, it looks like. Or some of these cars, it might have been a lot of cars taking 2 tires.
Josh Berry, the victor in stage number 1. Let's hear from you.
Josh Berry, Brad Keselowski up here in the Fox booth. You got a copy?
I got you loud.
So I'm gonna get on what do you call it, Amazon, and find me some USB earbuds so that I don't have to have the big headphones on anymore. Makes it hard for me to hear the TV sometimes.
Pretty good there. We got to break it down. It was really fun.
Well, 10-4, nice work. The Junior Motorsports cars look really fast. We also saw you work.
Man, I hope our buddy Rob Parson is okay. I haven't seen him in any of these YouTube streams lately since his birthday. His birthday was last weekend.
We're going to stay after here. Good start today for sure. Just want to take care of workwear. We're coming on.
I hope he's doing okay. So we're 32 minutes and 10 seconds into this race, under caution for stage 1, the end of stage 1. Average speed 125,450.
He's also a winner in the opening stage.
2 cautions, a competition caution and a stage 1 caution. And we go to a commercial as that kid was eating a pretzel that looked absolutely delicious. Looked delicious. 48 up in here, up in here. So lap 44 of 119 in the Nalley Cars 250 from Atlanta Motor Speedway, y'all. I really thought we'd have more caution flags. For sure. But we'll be back at it tomorrow. I learned a new trick on my overlays for tomorrow's race. So tune in to see that. It's kind of trippy. Still learning this whole OBS thing. Two and a half years into it, there's always another little trick. Another little trick or bubble. All right, we're back down to 41 in the chat. Chat gets quiet on me. After the race, gonna head out with the missus. Probably get us some Chinese food tonight. Howard says, how come Bubba and Kurt Busch are not racing today? Because this is the Xfinity series. It's a series down from Cup. It's the series below them. They're racing tomorrow. Bubba had a hell of a first practice today. Bubba Wallace fast, extremely fast in practice today for the Cup race tomorrow. They cut practice short. The car looks so good, and he's a hell of a plate car racer.
And those who have been forced to leave their homes.
Speedway racer, I guess they call them now, because they don't call them restrictor plates anymore. They call them tapered spacers.
Scanning the QR code at the bottom of your screen.
Yeah, I still say it all the time, Larry Napier. I can't help it. I knew this series is the Busch series forever.
Oh, that hurt. The jack handle to the face action there.
Ouch.
Tough. A lot of these guys come from.
One of the pit crew members on Noah Gregson car caught the jack handle to the face as they were running around to service the other side of the car.
Good stuff, Jamie.
And that was a rough pit stop for this night.
It's Allmendinger, Buford,
Crew working together for the first
and Castle are your top three.
Hendrick, and what they do at Hendrick Motorsports, they'll do 4 weeks with one pit crew and then rotate. They use a lot of the Cup guys as well.
No way, Yellowman. Is that true?
For the first time. Reagan?
Well, Jamie Josh Berry, you heard him touch on the fact.
Is that true, Yellowman? Too funny.
His car was getting
Nobody said criminals are smart, y'all.
at the end of that run.
Most criminals that get caught, it's because they're not very bright.
Better down there, and one of the very few cars I've heard say he would prefer.
Yeah, he hit him hard too, Larry.
His race plays out late in the go.
It was the tire changer running behind the jack man, and when they rounded the car, he swung that handle of the jack, and it knocked the crap out of old dude.
Stop. So they will restart outside the top 15. Justin Allgaier got 2.
Exactly, Thomas. That's why I don't think you should have more than 4 teams. I actually think it should be 3 teams, or 3 cars per team.
Just behind him, got 2 tires.
But I don't think they can fill fields then.
Got 4. They've got
It used to be these fields were always 43 cars, but now there are sub 40 now. All right, we're about to get back to it, y'all. All right, pace car is off. Green flag, stage 2, lap 47 of 163.
Definitely got a new cast of characters up the front here, so it's going to change the way some of this is going up towards the front.
Yeah, new folks up front. That 10-16 leading the packs. The Richard Childress 21 up there as well. Harvick's old number, 21, when he used to race Busch Series.
AJ's car is so fast right here. He had very little help.
Harvick won a lot of races in that 21 Richard Childress entry.
To really keep it up there. It's impressive, Joe.
All right, Allmendinger to the lead on the outside.
Car down the bottom.
Round the outside, as Eminem would say.
I'm going to try to pull that car, but he also has to do Daniel Hendrick. They're behind the 48.
Allmendinger, Castle, Buford remains your top 3.
Decision making for sure with their picket response to pull ahead.
48 is Jay Buford. Get a call of that race team. 2nd year full time.
There's a car out there sponsored. It's called Spiked D. What the hell is that?
They get to run Circuit of the Americas Coda in Austin, Texas. So is the guy out front, A.J. Allmendinger. So good at road racing. Got his first Open win in NASCAR right here at Atlanta Motor Speedway a couple of years ago, and he's got the field in tow this afternoon.
All right, Allmendinger's led 7 of the 49 laps in this race. Back to 46 in the chat.
Josh Berry ready to get back to the front. Nicholas 3 trying to drive through it. Cover back from that 16th place.
That 8 car in the middle. Gregson into the wall.
He got a good push.
He's still going. We're still green, but he was in it a couple times. He's got a tire rub on the rear. Tire rub on the passenger side rear.
Well, we saw a lot of damage there with their Fox camera down the back. He started outside the top 20 after the 4 tires stopped. Was running 50.
They're showing the replay now.
You can see the move. He's going to try to go to.
He tried to go outside the 51 car.
Dirty up there.
Maintained his line.
Car just starts to step out on it.
And it stepped out, as Logano mentions,
Gets that fender rub. Hopefully.
and starts bouncing off the wall.
How much of that is making a move to the pass, which we know he's capable of that, very aggressive driver, versus
I didn't know that, King Yellowman.
anticipating how quickly he's going to close on a 51.
Round the Outside was in a song about Buffalo Girls.
Great, it just all happened all at once, and he cuts the pedal right now. We'll see what they do if they put right side tires on. Unscheduled.
1983.
4 consecutive races inside the top 3. It's been an incredible start.
All right, Gregson on pit road.
He's got to make a pit stop, not even halfway into the second stage.
You know, the penalty of pit under green is a lot different than.
So the fastest car by far in the field, I think, is now on pit road.
Go down a lap and some.
And he's going to go down, as they mentioned, more than a lap.
And change the right side tires.
Good news for him. he'll be the only guy a lap down. So, if nobody else goes a lap down, we get to the end of stage 2. He can find himself in
Stage 2, it's lap 14 of 40 in stage 2, 54 of 163 in the race. We're 40 minutes into this one. The 98 car,
Well, this is pretty interesting.
the Stewart-Haas entry.
A lot of cars are overheating. That's not by miscalculation. In my
Overheating, pushing water.
racetracks, some of the asphalt may be kind
Put up on that
the
car.
radiator. You've seen some of that in our practice.
Yellowman says you should know that because you're old.
Right now.
We talked about Jake Cooper. Right behind him, teammates. Tommy John Martin's at 45. And 6 Karam. Karam is noted in.
I don't think that was necessary, Yellowman.
He finished 7th in the Indy 500.
I don't think that was necessary. That attack was necessary. 55 in the chat. They're single wide now up front there. About 12 cars back. It's
Absolutely. Look at Trevor.
Almendinger, Hemrick, Buford are your top 3.
This, let's see how this works out for him. See Trevor Payne down there at 18. By himself. Trying to get any draft.
50 even, a 50 piece in the chat. Welcome. If you're new, hit that subscribe, give the video a like, and turn on the bell. Notifications so you know when Valhalla Sports Talk goes online.
Tommy Joe Martin's in front of him here. They both pitted at lap 23, so they're benefiting from that strategy. Smart call, and this was the risk versus reward. Risk of pitting at lap 23.
Man, I've been getting the fever to get back to racing online.
See it right now. Get towards the front.
I know I have a wheel here somewhere, but I can't figure out where the hell it's at.
The main pit stop at the end of stage 1.
A racing wheel and pedals.
Keep an eye on him as we roll on from Atlanta.
All right, we are headed to a commercial here. It's Almendinger, Hemrick, Buford leading the field at the Nalley Cars 250 from Atlanta Motor Speedway. Glenn says I would be classified as old as well. We're not about classifications here on the channel, y'all. You're as young as you feel. So I feel old as shit. Lap 58 of 105, average speed 123.810, last speed 178.66. Big news in this one though. Big news. The prohibitive favorite hits the wall and has to pit there, that number 9 car. All right, they're doing side-by-side action here. Let me scroll down here and find out where the 9 is. So Gregson 1 lap down, now 2 laps down. Riley Herbst 3 laps down. He might have blown up though. Herbst might have blown up in that Stewart-Haas entry. It continues to be Almendinger, Hemrick, Buford, your top 3. Tommy Joe Martin's in 4th. Thomas says, I didn't think I was old until I realized that the music I listened to in school is on the oldies station now. Yeah, we have that here too. At noon on the local radio station, they do the 80s, jamming to the 80s or some shit they call it. And yeah, you're like, yo, those were the songs I grew up. I was in the clubs dancing to those songs. Let's get back to it, y'all.
Point, stage 2, NASCAR Xfinity Series at Atlanta Motor Speedway. The track is brand new. The racing is electric.
It is, and it's the moves that are happening on the racetrack, even though they look like they're
All right, Almendinger now has led 19 laps. There's 19 to go here in stage 2.
Go to the bottom here. They're trying to leapfrog. We call it leapfrogging. It's trying to gain one spot and getting back up. But here you see the 7, Justin Allgaier.
Allgaier is not a patient racer, and he keeps trying to drop to the inside to gain positions, and it keeps costing him 6-7 at a time. He's dropping like a rock now.
Yeah, the 2 of Sheldon Creed, the 10 Atlantic Cast have been putting on a show here using this leapfrog move where basically, for fans at home, they pass one car and get back in line as fast as they can. Sometimes 2 cars. and it's really exciting to watch. This is really reminiscent of me to a race at Daytona, where you get in that line on the outside, and you
Yellen says, yeah, bro, my mom's
help to push you forward, right? It's
oldie station started playing songs I grew up
our slides in the line.
listening to. And I said, oh shit. Man, I hear songs. This is how I know that I'm old. I hear songs on the radio, especially like country music songs. And I remember my mom always, when she would clean on Saturdays, clean the house on Saturdays, she would always have music playing. And back then they had the 8-tracks. So I know when I listen to a country song from back then, I remember when the 8-track used to pause and then switch to the next level, because it would play right in the middle of a lyric. It would stop, click, and then go to the next one. And I remember when the pauses were on the 8-tracks. Hey, there's a new name. Alana Hubbard says, hello from Walla Walla, Washington. Let's go number 7.
I wanted to try and see if it worked.
Oh, you miss Arizona. Well, welcome back. Welcome to the channel, I guess I should say. Not to Arizona, but welcome back.
There's an alliance with the 39 of C and the 90.
Larry remembers that too on the old 8-tracks when the songs used to switch. We got another car out there pushing heavy water to the 39 entry.
You gotta pit when it starts blowing water out, man.
The 39 truck car of, who is that?
Until it stops blowing water out.
That's not fine.
No more water.
It doesn't mean the problem is gone. It means you're done.
Enough water comes out, that engine grenades.
It doesn't fix itself.
Oh yeah, we had some Roy Orbison too.
The oil temperature's still really hot.
But the majority of what they listened to was country music, so Johnny Cash and
Big race for C from nearby.
a lot of Johnny Cash songs I remember where the 8-track used to switch. That 39 is going to just keep driving in circles until his shit blows up. It's not going to make it 14 laps.
Screaming at him, get some air on the radiator. He needs it as quick as he can.
Not just his 3 kids, 3 little girls.
Yeah, this used to be the Busch series. It's now the Xfinity series.
Kids are winning. He's here.
And something else to keep an eye on here. Noah Gragson made the pit stop, went a lap down. We're going to be 12 laps to go this time around. He's hanging in there to stay the first car 1 lap down. And
13 to go here in stage 2. Larry says mine was Led Zeppelin. I don't know if I've ever heard Led Zeppelin on an 8-track, but I imagine they were around then, right? I know my parents didn't have no Led Zeppelin.
Yeah, it's not that big story. It's going to affect his race big time. I don't think he's going to be able to be the lucky dog.
Yeah, Loris Hezek was in the 38. Is the guy that would be in position if he gets lapped. And right now the leader's closing down on him.
But 50 even in the chat. We've got 12 to go here in stage 2 of the Nalley Cars 250 from Atlanta Motor Speedway. NASCAR Xfinity Series action here on Valhalla Sports Talk.
Of the leaders.
Oh, there's another nice outside. We were just talking about Landon Castle.
All right, the 2 gets stuck in the middle.
Oh, he's trying to clear himself.
Tried to get up high to get in front of that car. Almost wrecked the 27 in doing so.
Not want somebody out the record when they really slow down.
It's still Allmendinger, Hemrick, Buford for your top 3.
They're throwing haymakers right now.
Bain up to 7 in that 18 entry. Glenn says every Saturday night my dad would watch Hee Haw. I remember watching Hee Haw, and we would watch it during dinner. You let another in, you were gone. I love me some Hee Haw as a kid. I could sing that whole song, that Where Are You Tonight? You let another in, you were gone. And then they'd be like, say Luke from the cornfield.
You know, the sun is
Yeah, okay. That sounds good.
Oh, he's sending more messages. Okay.
9 to go in stage 2.
Force that car in front of him to make a move. That's what Sheldon Creed's trying to do. He's pushing the
No wonder my demographic is old people, y'all.
do something. And he's in
No
the
wonder.
as soon as that car makes a move in front of him, which sucks to him right now.
Loris Hezek has gone a lap down, and so that takes the free pass opportunity away.
Hey, Grandpa, what's for supper? Yeah.
One lap down category.
Larry says BR 549. I'm not sure what that is.
Let's take a ride with JJ Lewis so we can see the sides really starting to affect these guys on actually turn one.
Yeah, I have a lot of Harvick's diecasts in the 29. I have a ton of Harvick 29 diecasts. I don't have a bunch of them after he switched to Stuart Haas.
That's actually what you see. That is really great on what you see off the visor cam.
I have a ton of Earnhardt diecasts as well, the 1/24th scale.
80 mile an hour, a couple inches from one another. But let's make it blind for a couple split seconds.
What kinds of things are drivers doing to combat that? Because you
7 to go here in stage 2.
every year the times of these races and what role it can't play.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you can put tint on the windows or even
Junior Samples, I remember him.
in this situation, the sun is setting perfectly. There's not much you can do.
Say Luke.
Run Austin Hill, 2 for 1. Can he slide in line? Maybe he goes 3 for 1.
All right, Hill in that 21 making noise on the inside there. It's past 3 cars in this last lap. But he can't get up to block that 44, and it'll probably start teeter-totter in the back the other direction.
We're now starting to see the inside line really get together here with 5 laps left of the stage. These guys are going to get hungry.
You have a bunch of Sterling Martin diecasts?
Sage Karam hanging there in the top 5. Only a few Xfinity races under his belt. 1 truck series. Now he's running in the top 5. You mentioned the Indy 500.
Yeah, well, we did, Yellowman. We did a number of times with a TV dinner, no doubt.
On the radio and said,
It was entertaining, though.
about how important track position is. It is everything. Do whatever you can in the pits to keep us there, even if it means.
What were the name of those 2 main guys on there? The guitar playing fellas on Hee Haw. I can't remember their names.
Biggest goals this season was they had to find a way to score stage points.
But my favorite was the
Playoffs haven't been able to do that.
where are you tonight thing. And then you had Minnie Pearl with her hat, right? With the price tag on it. 4 to go here in stage 2. Approaching an hour into the race, 53 minutes, 11 seconds. Last fast lap speed, 178.006.
It's going to get crazy here. Maybe we'll see another last corner pass for the win of the stage like we saw in the first one.
I think you're going to start seeing some 3 wide moves up there. So they start to get too wide. That middle starts to look.
They're in a big pack here for the lead.
You're going to see cars.
Should be interesting here with 3 to go. Roy Clark and who's the other guy? Roy Clark. I forgot the other guy's name too.
That's probably going to move him forward here.
Oh, no.
Maybe not.
Comes right back.
Bain tries to go to the middle,
That's a good save for Brandon Brown.
and he just gets run over. People going past him like he's standing still.
The last lap lead.
Nobody committed to the inside lane there,
One with Josh Berry got no erection.
and it's dropping like a rock.
Once again with Allmendinger and Henry.
No one down the center. This is the first time we've seen the track get really, really wide. To where you can run right up next to the fence. The track was dirty up there where it was only 2 lanes wide, so going down the middle worked. Now the track is 3 lanes wide and you see the top really prevailing.
Final lap, stage 2.
All right, last lap, stage 2. I don't know if anyone's going to get up there to challenge Allmendinger. They're kind of spaced out in that top 3 now, and there's no line forming on the lower half. So I think Allmendinger's going to win stage 2 here.
Does he just follow his teammate to the stage win, or does he make a move?
Take the team out of there. If he can get around.
Stage 1 to Josh Berry.
All right, so stage 2 is won by A.J. Allmendinger in that 16 car.
Henrik, Buford, Martins, Karam, and Creed, the other drivers that put themselves inside the top 10.
All right, so Barry and Allmendinger are your stage winners, and we are under caution.
The game that started it all.
We are under caution. Buck Owens, that's it, man. Buck Owens and Roy Clark. There you go. Yellowman says, I grew up on McDonald's. I'm surprised I'm alive and didn't have a heart attack. It's coming. It's coming with your temper, sir. I'll be right back. Yellowman says, I don't have a temper until I do. All right, so we're at end of stage 2 here from Atlanta Motor Speedway. Allmendinger gets the stage 2 win and some bonus points for the playoffs should he make it. So far in this race, we're on lap 82 of 81. No, 82 with 81 to go, excuse me. This race, 57 minutes, 40 seconds. Average speed now 132.560. The last fast lap was 129.921. And we get back to it, y'all.
The end of stage 2.
Hey, what's up, Bobby? What's up, dude? Bobby, up in here.
Ever in NASCAR.
What's going on, dude? I just was checking YouTube and I saw you raided somebody. Who'd you raid?
Last Ford win here, Brad.
How you feeling today, bud?
2018, Brad, you won here. Kevin Harvick won here. In 2018, you won here. But you know those stats don't matter as much. We had to throw those out.
Showing a picture of a guy with a fancy mullet.
Yeah, man.
Anybody in the chat ever had a mullet?
He's a true fan, right? He's kept it. The Rainbow Warrior and the mullet.
Any mullet fans in the chat? Here we go. Pit road is open.
With Clint Boyer, Mike Joy. Pit stops at the end of stage 2. Regan, they're heading your way.
Right around him, look at those stage points that we talked about that are open.
Well, there you go. I'm glad, Bobby. I'm glad, dude.
Doesn't want to touch it and also
Way to fight. You gonna go to the bar? What bar are you going to? What you gonna do there? You got a game or something you're gonna watch?
Watertown is good. They were worried about it with pushing cars, but no issues.
48 in the chat here. We are headed for the last stage in this race. The checker flag are in our sights. The checkered flag in our sights.
A 4-tire stop here. An adjustment to the table.
Larry says, "Yep, you've had a mullet."
Got last adjustment out.
All right, the race off pit road.
We're 4 tires, guys.
So a lot of 4 tires there, not surprising, because everyone likely going to have to pit again, but if you take 4 here, it really opens up the door to play.
So lap 84 of 163.
That final stop. Sheldon Creed wins the race off pit road. We get dialing up here. The 16, Joey?
I got a Dinger Nation.
They said Creed won the race off pit road, but they haven't given us a listing of it yet.
Hey, the strategy worked out good. You guys gave up the first stage, cycled yourself to the front. Colleague 1-2 in the second stage.
Oh, I didn't know that, Yellowman.
The first time you get it fixed up yet?
I didn't know you were bald, dude.
So, the car's really good.
I've never had a mullet either.
Camaro is good up front, you know, with this aero package and track.
Thomas still has some 8 tracks.
It's a little hairy, but so far so good.
55 up in here. Welcome to Valhalla Sports Talk's coverage of NASCAR Xfinity Series Racing. It's the Nalley Cars 250 from the brand new, reconfigured Atlanta Motor Speedway.
Allmendinger's always on the chip, but very subdued when you consider the.
Well, there you go, Bobby. There you go, buddy. Get out there. Get out there, Bobby. Look out, ladies. Bobby is on the hunt. Look out, ladies, in the Boston area. Bobby is on the loose, and he's feeling spry. Larry says it was cheesy. Your mullet? Bald by choice, I got you. How old are you, Yellowman? I don't think I've ever asked you how old you are. Are you in my demographics? My channel demographics, that 35 to 65 demographic? Listen, y'all, hit that subscribe button if you like what you see here. We'll be back tomorrow for the NASCAR Cup Series race, and then tomorrow night we'll be following them University of Arizona Wildcats in round 2 of the NCAA tournament. And then we're going to try to find some Dodger baseball for Yellowman this week. Larry says, I'm 63. Bobby says, I'll take any bit of normalcy back at this point, brother. It's good for my morale. There you go, buddy. So in your 40s, gotcha. Glenn Human says 50 is the new 25. Robert New Name in the house. So Yellowman in his 40s, so he fits the demographic. He fits the old demographic of the channel here. So basically, if you look at my channel's demographic, it tells me that I have no chance ever to hit 100,000 on YouTube. Because you have to get those young kids, the 20, actually it's the 18 to 25 range. I always make my streams not for kids, so obviously you won't get any demographic below that. But yeah, it says that I am doomed for failure here on YouTube. All right, let's get back to it, y'all.
And you two fit like a glove, and we've got this all cleaned up. And going to break, it was make and shake, but I think did they swap sides to make it shake it right?
Oh, here we go. It's not fancy, but we do think they switch sides.
King Yellowman says if you showed more skin, we'd get more female demographics. I don't think so, bro. I don't think so.
And problems for Ty Gibbs in the 54. They were.
Bobby says, Valhalla, as soon as I'm feeling good enough and my doctors clear me, I'm flying to Arizona. There you go.
Parking spot. Well, this is what Ty Gibbs had happen right.
We get together, have some brewskis.
That's not me. Wait, okay. A crew back here is good. Back here. No, not back here.
All right, pit road open.
One spot right open. Watch that guy. Oh, yeah, I'm all the way up here. This is me trying to park in the Walmart parking lot last night.
He was 15th. He drops back. Justin Allgaier had problems.
Glenn says, thanks for the stream today, Valhalla. I appreciate it. Appreciate you, Glenn.
He took the waiver route, so that gets him back on the lead line. And we've had a choose violation on the 11 of Daniel Hemrick, who was fourth off of Hemrick.
Uh-oh, the Hemrick car gets penalized. He's got to drop to the back of the longest line.
I gotta think that some of this has got to be the sun.
Sheldon Creed, your new leader. Austin Hill second. Trevor Bain up to third.
There he is, drove right over.
Yeah, but I think
I think we're about got it too.
I don't think these guys can see with the sun, and I think that's probably what happened to Ty Gibbs, and same thing with Daniel Hemrick right here on the choose.
All right, so they didn't commit to one lane or the other is why these cars are being penalized, but I think they only got one of them, and there were like 8 of them that crossed it.
100% right, gentlemen. It is the
Thomas has an Earnhardt hat he autographed for me at Talladega in 2000. Nice, dude.
which, by the way, don't usually happen. You said, I'm
Yellowman says, guess what I've been drinking all day? Whiskey.
They ended up just taking 4 of their restarts.
I think you've been drinking whiskey.
And Brandon Brown had an extra pit stop here.
Yellowman, I've got something in the fridge there that I was supposed to break out for this race, but I forgot. I've got me a new seltzer.
And we should point out that Sheldon Creed wins the race off pit road by taking
I've got a new seltzer in the fridge there, a Bud Light seltzer. I believe it's black cherry.
I'm not sure it matters. I don't like that call. Get yourself up there. You're getting down to the nitty gritty here. There's 76 laps to go. You gotta.
Yellowman says whiskey, exactly.
We saw how important it was.
Buck
They're
Owens.
going to cycle themselves to the front. You know, Sage Caro, there was Brandon.
Glenn's hoping that Trevor Bain gets another shot at the big time someday. I think he's impressing the Gibbs folks. I really do. He wasn't scheduled to race in this race. They're doing a driver by committee for that 18 car, and after Trevor's performance at Daytona, I think they added him to the schedule for this race. He's only supposed to race for him for like 5 or 6 races.
top off there. As tight as this could be on fuel.
All right, here we go.
To make a stop here, maybe he does it.
Pace car down pit road.
As we go into the final stage. Going to be 75 to go. Creed and Allman.
Green flag, green flag. Creed spins the wheels a little bit.
Check out our race car here. You saw all jamming up through the field. Can't see Joey.
They can't see.
The sun is an issue at Atlanta here late.
Pushing Sheldon Creed and Brandon Jones back in the mix.
One scotch, one bourbon, one beer.
Trevor Bain is there in that outside lane.
Yellowin says Valhalla has the expensive stuff in the fridge. Lester, we've got 74 laps to go. We're in stage 3. 74 to go in stage 3.
You see the sun here. Watch the sun.
Down to 44 in the chat, though. So again, with the reconfigured track, they can go wide open all the way around. But if they're in traffic, obviously they have to let off. But if you're all by yourself in a car, you can go wide open. I mean, if you're the only car on the track, I guess, was the best way to say that. Creed, Hill, Jones is your top 3 with 73 laps to go in the Nalley Cars 250 from Atlanta Motor Speedway. Bobby's a fan of bourbon and scotch. Bobby fancies himself as bougie. Bobby thinks that he's a bougie kind of fellow. He's a bougie poser. Bobby be out there smoking them cigars, you know, drinking bourbon, thinking he's bougie.
AJ just needs a little more help there on the bottom to get up to the front here, Justin.
All right, Creed still with the lead on the high side. Hill right in his tracks.
You don't have the right cars down there. The bottom lane will fall apart. And it kind of looks like that's what we see right now.
A couple of things to look at in that top 10. Jay Buford, after getting his career best finish ever.
Just 3 cautions in this race. We thought we'd see a lot more with the new configuration of the track and the new pavement. But every caution has been a competition caution or an end of stage caution. Bobby says my pops bought me some McCallahan 20 and we're going to open it after I kick leukemia's ass. There you go, buddy. There you go, buddy. It sounds like it's going well, Bobby. I mean, just based on what you've told me. What's up, Cincinnati Bengals fan?
That is absolutely not a factor.
Yeah, I don't think it's a factor at all, but if he waved around, fuel is a factor.
As I mentioned, after this race, me and the COO going to go out and get us some Chinese food for dinner. A little beef fried rice, some wontons, maybe some short ribs from the local Chinese place. 3 wide racing, middle of the pack.
51, Jeremy Clements.
The Kerm says we're saving the cautions for Sunday. Man, 3 wide racing at Atlanta. In the pack.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
28-degree banking in the corners. Larry says he's praying for Bobby. He's going to beat that, Larry. He's going to beat it.
AJ just keeps trying to make that bottom one work. And it seems like you can maybe do the island hopping, Joey. You know,
not great weather where you're at, Cincinnati Bengals fan.
Really hard to make it.
Well, right now, that bottom looks attractive.
It's kind of just meh here today.
All great cars.
Sometimes overcast, sometimes sunny.
98, 11. Even a Civil Mania.
Yeah, it seems like you've avoided the chemo at this point, right, Bobby?
In front of, and there's numbers, there's lots of them as well.
Seems like every time they schedule you to throw some chemo in you, you go there and they tell you, now you're good. Let's have you go home for the day.
But as an organization, they are looking for their...
So that's good to hear. Thomas had him a mullet in the late 80s and early 90s.
This is a similar style of racing.
I'd like to see Bobby with a mullet.
6 right now in front of Ty Gibb. Yes, he does. Back in the saddle, he's giving her all he's got.
I'd like to see Bobby with a mullet.
I do look at the 31 of my standard. Let's take a list. It looks like she's moving around a little bit.
Hey, the mullet look works for Dr. Disrespect. Maybe I can get a fake mullet and start wearing it on stream.
Trevor Bain.
Man, a car with a loud bass just went by my house here.
I like that move. I like the bottom right now. It's looking really strong.
Shook the windows. So it's still Creed, Hill, Jones, your top three at Atlanta. Bain, fourth. Matt Snyder, 31st, or number 31 in sixth. Ty Gibbs, seventh.
Originally wasn't supposed to.
They're 2 by 2, about 5 cars back, with 65 laps to go.
And the 18 looking to take the top spot, top 5 in both starts this year.
All right, here we go. Bain going for the lead on the inside. He's got help from that 31 of Matt Snyder. There you go. Bain to the lead at Atlanta.
I like that. And like we said,
Goes up high to cut the air off and the energy from that top line.
I wouldn't say they're done yet. They're going to keep pushing forward here.
I hate to ask this, but tires up the factory.
So Bain, Snyder, Creed are your top three. Gibbs has moved up to 3.
Tires can that get not at all. Okay.
I don't think so.
Gibbs the first car on the inside line. Gregson is loose in the middle of the pack there again.
Corner there.
It's been a while.
He's tried to go around twice. Gregson back on the lead lap in 7th.
I think we know.
Yeah, look, a lot of loose.
Yellowman imagines Bobby with a mohawk. Let's go Buford, says Dallas Cowboy.
Look at the 9 again. Look at it go down into turn 3.
Glenn had him a mullet.
Pretty big wiggle. He needs to thank his buddy Riley Hurts there for not sticking.
No, I'm sure they don't want to put that chemo in you if they don't have to, Bobby. That's good news, though.
Riley Hurts is a lap down. Those two, by the way, they went to high school.
Dallas Cowboy says Dinger to the lead.
Gregson, and here's another new leader. Put the 31 of Myatt Snyder on.
Snyder takes the lead now on the outside. All right, they're mixing it up a little bit now. Bain, Creed, Bain, Hill are your top 3. Gibbs just stays there, just out of the top 3.
Getting to the stages, just make some laps, make sure we get to the end.
80 in LA today.
Everyone realizes how important track position is, and we have to race to get there.
Drag race down the front stretch. Bain on the inside, Snyder on the outside as they enter turn 1.
Picking up 18 back to the point in the low lane.
Thomas has got to stock up on beer for tomorrow. I got a couple beers in there for tomorrow's race. Yeah, that Lombardi trophy. Basking in the sun in Los Angeles there.
Brandon Jones, crew chief and spotter.
All right, Trevor Bain to the inside here as he reassumes the lead. Gibbs in second now. Now Snyder. Back and forth it goes. Bain going from the bottom line to the top line and then back down to try to cut that energy off. The rushes, they are drafting at Atlanta Motor Speedway, ladies and gentlemen. 56 in the chat as we've got 60 to go in today's race.
These guys are lifting a lot. You can hear it off some Hill's car right there on the outboard. Trevor Bain is leading.
With all the accordioning that's going on here, drivers lifting in this draft, I am shocked that we haven't had a number of cautions. I feel like it's coming. But we're going to a commercial break. It's going to be side by side. I have to cut the audio for these commercials because they always throw in the music, but I'll keep you updated. The number 1 on the inside smoking hard. But we remain green. Trevor Bain in the lead. Gibbs now up to second. Now Gregson. Now Gibbs. Now Gregson as they swap back and forth. .58 to go as we are side by side on Fox Sports 1. The 1 car trying to get to pit road. And we've got a wreck on the track. We've got a wreck on the track, ladies and gentlemen, as they are in side by side. Let's see who that is. I can't quite get the number. The 51 is involved. The 1 now finally gets to his pit spot. The 48 is involved. That spiked D paint scheme. 51 coming down pit road without a fender. But we're under caution at Atlanta with 57 to go. The coverage on the TV is still side by side. Big damage to the 51 car though. The 23 car on pit road as well. Lap 105, our first incident caution of the race. There you go, Bobby. That's good news, man. All right, here we go. Back to it.
At Atlanta Motor Speedway, the first for incident. It happened on the back straightaway. Among those involved, Jay Buford, who was having.
So was Buford involved?
51 of Jeremy Clements.
So let's see where they're at on the track here. They're about in 8th or 9th, somewhere in that ballpark. It starts to turn around on him.
It's going to spin around.
And it collects a car on the wall, comes all the way down the track. People evasive action. Using that new black top down low there.
It would turn into a big one because everyone is so bunched up. But as you said, Brad, really nice effort by all these drivers to avoid making this a huge. Took out a bunch of cars.
Yeah, the backstretch is fairly wide here. So
yeah, so far, Bobby, lots of lead changes. They've really done a number on this track, dude, with the reconfigure.
Not just avoiding wrecks, but not starting them to begin with. So we see Jade's track bars broken in the back. That's probably going to put him out for the day.
Anybody figure out what that spiked D is? What the hell it is?
And our safety crew is there.
Uh-oh.
Yikes.
Oh, we have a hauler that tried to go through the tunnel.
Oh, man, that's hilarious. They're showing a hauler, one of those expensive-ass haulers, tried to go through the tunnel to come out of the track, and it hit the overhang and ripped the whole back of the trailer off.
This is an enormous caution for a couple of guys. One, Noah Gregson, who had taken the wave around, now can make his pit stop.
Oops. Oopsie. Does anyone else wear diapers when they're trading? No, I don't think so, Steve. All right, here we go. Some takers on pit road. Gregson leads them down.
It's going to get crazy on pit road just as quick gassing goes. There's going to be some contact possibly on pit road. Reagan?
Last night, a lot of debate over if they would pit. They ultimately decided to fuel only, as you said. Car just a little unstable.
Where did that come from, Steve?
Just to make it to the end, Jamie.
Where did that come from, man? 56 in the chat. We've got 55 to go in the race.
More pitted here than not. But all of the cars from Joe Gibbs Racing staying on track, including Ty Gibbs, who has worked his way back to the top 5.
All right, so the Gibbs cars did not come down pit road. The Gibbs cars, Tyler Bain, Ty Gibbs.
Who does an unbelievable job at not only managing.
I'm not sure what other one is a Gibbs car. Probably Brandon Jones in that 19.
The combination won 5 times last year.
And the coach is heading up pit road,
22.
looking stressed. All right, we go to a commercial break. What do you guys think of the looks of these new Toyota Tacomas? I don't know what Dallas Cowboy's talking about there. Steven says, whatever, don't judge me. You'd rather be around 7th or 8th right now? Cincinnati Bengals fan got a new Bengals jersey today. Man, I didn't get my Harvick uniform shirt this week. Disappointed. I think it's going to get here on Monday. But they're showing Bain, Gibbs, Hill are your top three, with 54 to go at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Larry says, not my style. All right, so in a commercial break here for our first incident caution on lap 105. They haven't given me a list of who was involved in it, but we're an hour and 22 minutes into the race. Average speed now 123.570. The last fast speed 176.566. It's NASCAR Xfinity Series racing here on Valhalla Sports Talk. The Nalley Cars 250, Atlanta Motor Speedway is the location. Hit that subscribe if you're new and you like what you see. Give the video a like. That helps me get up in the YouTube algorithm, and turn on them bell notifications so you know when Valhalla Sports Talk goes online. We'll be back tomorrow for more NASCAR action, the Cup Series race, and then tomorrow night we'll be doing the University of Arizona game in the NCAA basketball championship. All right, let's get back to it.
March 19th is National Chocolate Caramel Day. For me,
if not, by God, we'll buy you another one.
chocolate. No offense to the caramel. I just like a little crunch.
Not just chocolate.
Yeah, right.
Yellow one says, I splurged and bought a pair of Vans. My old pair was worn out.
Really good cars that are going to start in the back.
And you hydroplaned walking your dog through some sprinklers.
Fuel mileage.
Oh, no.
Expect here from the stretch run.
Well, if you're the leaders right now, if you're running up front.
Yellow one, do you ever wear pants, or are you always in shorts? I have a feeling you're always in shorts and your Vans and a t-shirt.
Really on edge right now.
Absolutely, run too long, you're going to be in trouble. But I think they're going to get more cautious. At this point of the game, we saw.
Do you have a skateboard, Yellow one?
More intense out there. The 2 wide or 3 wide. The 3 wide is where.
Steven says, I've never worn a pair of Vans sneakers. Me either. I never have either.
So it gets where it gets tight, just like this.
Never had a pair of Vans.
Gets tagged in the left rear and around he goes.
By the way, Jay Buford had more laps in the top 10 today than he had any race in his career. Disappointing for them, but they're going to a road course next week where we anticipate they should be really good. The fans have been great here today. We know they'll be good next Saturday at Coda, and I think we finally got this mystery solved. She said,
Well, sisters.
Oh, they're fighting.
But if you notice, Shake says you belong on the other side, right? I mean, we're getting there.
They just need some chocolate.
What about the 18, Jamie?
Yeah, give him some chocolate. That'll calm him down.
Last minute at the stage break, that's when he had the miscue. So what is his field situation?
All right, so Bain, Gibbs, Hill, they're lined up, getting ready. The pace car should come down pit road here this time by.
It was just like, and it was good to know that they were getting close. All that was great. I think things happen a little quicker here at Daytona, so if I just know our momentum, that plays the race.
That was Trevor Bain talking to his spotter.
Dallas Cowboy says, I'll tell you who wins.
In the seat a lot.
Dallas Cowboy, you're giving me troll vibes, my man. You are giving me troll vibes.
Cars in the track. You also have to learn your team and your spotter.
Fap in the house. Love the D hat, Jeff. If the women don't know, you can always play it off as something else.
Hey, here's what I need here.
You got it, Fap. You got it, my man.
So get out front, get yourself there.
DoorDash.
Lane is coming.
He's done a heck of a job so far. 3 races in.
Glenn had some corduroy pants growing up. When I worked at Burger King, our uniform was corduroy pants. Brown ones.
Top 8 cars, roughly, and some of this, they changed the numbers because of how they went through the shoes. But top 8 stayed out, didn't pit here. Everybody behind them did come down pit road.
All right, here we go.
4 laps to go.
Green flag at Atlanta. 51 laps to go.
Children's showdown here on the front row.
It's Bain on the outside, Hill on the inside with a bunch of traffic behind him. And a lot of pushing going on.
Big day for Brandon Jones, coming off a runner-up finish in the 19th. This is his home track. We're up right here in the
A lot of pushing going on. Bain with the lead on the outside, though.
Stay out. He's in the top 10.
Oh, we got 2 in the wall.
Takes Daniel Hemrick with him.
Hemrick.
That is the announcer curse right there.
Wow. Caution is out again.
This is the yellow. Trevor Bayne, Ty Gibbs, all these guys who stayed out were really wanting. This is a few more laps. They're not at full pace.
So it was the 11 involved in this one, and he is destroyed. Fire under the rear of that number 11 car.
If that happens, that's that insurance policy. You don't know we're going to have an overtime finish. A pretty good chance.
And the 07 of Joe Graff is involved. Heavy damage to the driver's side front on that machine. That Ford. So here's the replay. The 11 is in the middle, 3 wide racing. He starts drifting, tries to go up a little bit, catches the fender of the 07, and they're both into it. Heavy damage to both machines.
Because, you know, he's driving for Bobby Doddard, and that's an organization that got their first win ever earlier this year with Cole Custer driving in Fontana, California.
Yeah, it happened so quick. It's so hard to say what happened there. Right? You can say the 11 came up.
Vans are good shoes, but for the first pair, go for the low tops or slip-ons if you have a shoehorn.
It happens that quick.
Yellowman retired from skateboarding when he blew out his Achilles.
Here in Atlanta.
Wow, that's interesting.
Around here, and you're right on top of each other. All it takes is one.
Steve says, I'll never buy a pair of expensive tennis shoes. I'm old and boots are better. I'm about to get me some new K-Swiss, y'all.
But it happens.
I'm about to get me some new K-Swiss. They have some new ones called Tubes. I want some of those.
That little whip action, he has a second hit here that didn't feel very good. But poor Daniel, we should have won this race probably last year. And running up front here towards the end, Atlanta just hasn't been kind to him here lately.
Dallas Cowboy said that was the 11's fault there.
You see all these pictures. Amazing shots from our camera folks all around this racetrack. And a call to them.
All right, so the 11 car, he's climbing out of that vehicle as the fire crew is on the scene.
Out in the sunshine, it's been windy. They battled the elements the last few weeks on the West Coast, traveling back and forth. We salute each and every one of those behind the scenes that make Fox NASCAR possible.
Fab says, I just dug up some sick gray corduroy pants I had from high school that I still fit into. I love them. Man, if I tried to put on anything that I wore in high school, well, let's just say there's no way I'm getting anything on that I wore in high school. Nothing. Not even socks.
Trevor Bayne, the leader, 49.
Yellowman says Vans will last forever if you don't skate in them. All right, so I'm going to break just real quick, use the restroom. I'll be right back.
So this is good info that we keep hearing from Trevor over and over again. He's talking about Brandon Brown as the third car of their JGR trio. And he's saying, listen, Brandon, you go where you need to go to make sure the runs don't come our way, and we'll just make sure we stay in front of you the whole time. That is good info, and it's almost like the 19's leading them.
A hauler driving away that had his own accident here in the tunnel in Atlanta. That one is expensive.
Yeah, I know. How do you explain that one to your boss?
Because I don't want to make that phone call.
You see what it
First
happened
off,
was.
I'm okay.
The vehicle, not so much.
Hey, next Sunday on FS1, Christian Pulisic and the U.S. men's national team take on Panama as the Stars and Stripes look to move one step closer to the World Cup next Sunday on FS1 and the Fox Sports app. Coverage begins 6:30 Eastern Time. And with 48 laps to go, our Xfinity fastest lap. Ty Gibbs, top of the board, had some adversities today, but he's going to be a player late. Sheldon Creed led more laps today than he had combined in his career coming in. Good effort from Brandon Castle. Barry and Burton also made the Rio. Under caution for the...
All right, I'm back, y'all. All right, they've chose their sides now. It's Bayne Gibbs on the front row.
Gibbs, Hill, Jones, and Creed, your top five.
All right, a little commercial break. I remember pony sneakers. Met Jeff Bodine. There you go. So 47 left to go at Atlanta in this Nalley Cars 250. 53 in the chat. Trevor Bain back in the lead on this one. He's had real good restarts. Hasn't lost many positions. We are stuck on 7866 on the subscriber count. 7866. Be nice to get to 8,000 this weekend, but I'm going to need some help from the viewers in order to do that. Thomas says, let's go Grayson. Fab says, Jeff, when we're at Chavez Ravine, I won't let you have any Dodger dogs then. Just limit me on the jalapeno and Tabasco. That's not very nice. It's not very nice. Why can't I have no Dodger dogs if I go to Chavez Ravine? That's not very nice. Appreciate it, Dallas Cowboy. All right, we're in a commercial break. Our fifth caution of the day, the 07 N11 in an incident in turn 4. And we're back at it as they show us the city of Atlanta.
A lot of Bulldog fans here. Georgia won the national championship in college football. And the Atlanta Motor Speedway completely reconfigured and repaved. And it's been greeted with...
So I'm worried about Sheila, y'all. Sheila checked into my Wildcat stream the other night and said someone stole her debit card and tried to use it. And I think that's probably why we're down to 18 members. They probably shut off the card. But I haven't seen her since, so I hope she's okay.
Opening stage, a battle to the finish between JRN teammates. Give it to Josh Berry. Gregson not only lost the stage.
So we've got 2 of our berserkers that are missing. We don't know what happened to Rob Parson since his birthday, and Sheila's got something going on as well.
He went 2 laps down, got both of those back.
Rebecca's been active on Twitter.
Wins stage 2. He won this race.
She'll return when we get back to the Dodger streams, I'm sure.
A couple of cautions here in the final stage for crashes.
But I don't think I thank my community enough on this channel. I really appreciate you folks that are loyal to the channel. Yellowman's in here damn near every stream, even if he can't stand what I'm streaming. But everybody, we've got a number of people that I know when I go online, I'm probably going to get 20, 30 viewers just because of my community that I've built.
About this whole thing, it's a mistake. Again, we all made dumb mistakes. I've done plenty myself. But the fact that we gotta keep bringing it up on national television.
Yeah, they keep showing this hauler that this guy's destroyed.
On FS1.
We'll talk about it then too.
Clint Boyer is going to say to Chris Myers, put it out!
Oh yeah.
We've still got pieces on the infield from this last wreck.
We actually are not sure how that happened. That was after the caution.
Dallas Cowboy fan, not a fan of Riley Herbst. He seems to have trouble.
When I first saw it, I thought it was debris off the truck. Then I realized where it was.
No, Rebecca won't be leaving us, Yellowman. Nope.
Look at the shake and bake girls.
Hey, that's pretty cool. 2 kids up in the stands there, the ones they've been following the whole race. One of them has an Earnhardt jacket on, the other one a Jeff Gordon one. And they're fighting for camera time.
One of the worst things you can do is tell 2 girls they're twins. So.
The Kerm says, Jeff, are you ready for Giants legend Jock Peterson? No, I'm not ready, bro.
Now you're getting a little crazy.
That's the one that kind of makes me, I know Seeger left for the dough,
Yes.
But Jock, I don't like that one.
Line of the day! Line of the day!
Fab says, Jeff, I go hard at Chavez Ravine. I'm getting 6 at a time, but you can't have more than 3 if you're worried about squeezing into those old corduroy pants. Oh, I get you. So you're not cutting me off completely from Dodger Dogs. I just can't have 6. That's fair.
Don't give up yet.
I think that's fair, Fab.
That takes me to, since we have a little time here, talking about...
That's fair, my man. Plus, I don't want to waste it for my $20 beers. I don't want to take that room up.
Wallace got his first career victory. Last 10 races at the Cup level, won by a driver.
I wonder if I'll ever be at Chavez Ravine again.
There's a couple of guys that have already hit 30 and beyond.
What are you saying?
What do you two have to say about
I got a sticker on her car that says that. Come on.
I want the duels.
All right, here we go. They are lining up behind the pace car. We should get this thing back underway here shortly. We're showing 44 left to go in the Nalley Cars 250 from Atlanta Motor Speedway.
What happened? Under yellow.
I wish Ty Gibbs would come to the 98. He ain't leaving Joe Gibbs, though.
Oh, well, that was a la Josh Berry last year, right about the same spot. Yeah, some turf.
I think Ty Gibbs will be in Cup within 2 years.
Anthony Alfredo could take that like.
Can you race in the Cup Series
In Charlotte.
at 20,
Same people on this racetrack.
or do you have to be 21?
Sure, on this one too.
Yeah, that's
So she have to repay him. I wouldn't just gonna do that.
That was almost as subtle as Blaney requesting pizza.
All right, they wouldn't know that piece. There's still a piece out there on the grass
as you can tell.
at Atlanta there.
But I just saw the truck pull down, and I think they're going to get it done. AMR safety team is on it. Mentioned Josh Berry Regan.
Kerm says, I went to the Ravine in 07 and haven't been back since.
Incredible.
The COO and I went a couple years back when we went back to LA for a visit.
Impressive, really.
I bet that's scared.
Yes.
He ain't gonna leave Gibbs Racing, Dallas Cowboy. Gibbs ain't leaving his grandfather's organization.
Off the ground, I can tell you. It's not a good thing.
Feb says you show up and I'll buy Valhalla.
Berry running 16 today. Listen to some of these drivers just in front of him in the running order. Stephen Parsons, 15, driving the 90.
That's one of my happy places on earth, y'all. That's one of my happy places. People say Disneyland. I say Dodger Stadium, NASCAR race in the stands with a beer and the scanner on, and Las Vegas. Those are my three where I'm at my happy place.
You get a text later, maybe.
I'm sorry. Okay, we were the young kids at one time. We got made fun of too.
All right, they finally went out there and got that piece of debris off the front stretch.
Yeah, I'll apologize to Ty later for that comment, but his grandpa, Coach Joe Gibbs, watching.
Yellowman hasn't been to a game since all hell broke loose.
Stumble on pit road. What's it like for you, Coach, watching your grandson? And
John P. with his joke of the week.
What it's like.
I think we've seen this before, John. How many NASCAR drivers does it take to blow up a jet dryer? Just one. A shout out to a few years back when
Big comeback.
Juan Montoya crashed into the jet dryer.
Know what's going on? I think the track has been great.
Yeah, but I think it's changed since Eric
The
Wimpy.
truck race.
I think it's changed since then. I think they might have to be 20 now.
It's great to be here in Atlanta.
I could be wrong, though. If anyone in the chat knows definitively, let me know.
For me.
But yes, 3 cars right now out of in the top 4.
And he touched on it. I mean, not only his guys.
Gibbs, Joe Gibbs, the only man in 2 Hall of Fames.
In NASCAR, and I said this when we
Well, he might not be in the NASCAR one yet, but he's a shoe-in. He will be there one day as an owner.
different winners, and that doesn't include.
So in the NFL Hall of Fame, and will be in the NASCAR Hall of Fame as well.
Good stuff, and we expect a good finish here today.
All right, here we go. They're finally lining up 2 wide. Man, these drivers are having a hell of a time driving. The sun on the front stretch is insane.
The clouds rolled in, and it was like maybe we're good.
The sun on the front stretch makes it so they can't see jack crap.
On the helmet, you have tear-offs that are tinted, like you would put on your windows or whatever, and you can peel that.
Did you like that, Richard? I brought that definitively. You don't get that on one of these channels that have the demographics from 18 to 28, my man. You don't get definitively. What's up, Mr. Nobody?
Right around now. So maybe it could be.
All right, 42 to go now.
Right in this window, so be prepared.
We used to qualify around this time. Remember that, right?
Oh, yes.
Right now, you couldn't see, go down to turn 1, you're going 2-0. No.
And the cars take the Highlander line.
You have to be 18, says Richard. I got you. Well, he could move up to Cup
Austin Hill.
quick.
How about the 2 guys?
I think he'll be up within the next year or so. Next 2 years.
The 21 this year.
Probably a limited schedule next year and then full time the following. Here we go. Here we go. Green flag. Green flag.
Fox outboard cameras. Drag back a little bit.
It's Bane Hill drag racing
Push from Sheldon.
into turn one.
Good shot here, cleared for the lead.
So next time around is when they'll get that sun in their eyes. Bane gets pushed to the lead by that Gibbs car. So it's the Joe Gibbs cars 1-2 on the outside.
And nobody wants to push it. Something tough car to get through. And if you have another car pushing in that same,
What time is it?
it's really easy to get out of control.
About to be 4:30.
Maybe even the third
Bane, Gibbs, Hill, top three. Hill and Jones swapping positions.
So you got your cars in the top three spots. Pretty easy to block runs when they got past three of them.
Mr. Nobody says Dodger spring training continues tomorrow against Cincinnati. I'm going to try to find that, like where I can watch them on TV here. I don't think I can.
So right now you're going to see the 19 block the lanes behind them. You're going to see the two other Gibbs cars, Trevor and Ty Gibbs, built along with them.
All right, they seem to be able to handle that sun because they've been through it twice already. They're single file about 6 deep on the top side at Atlanta.
The choose violation. The 19 had a speeding penalty, so a couple of guys in the top 5 that have dealt with issues today.
59 in the chat.
Well, second place had all those problems on pit road, but the sun got in his eyes. Really good effort for all these guys to rally.
Yeah, Brandon Brown, you know, what
Here we go. They're showing the sun now.
a good racer. This is
It kind of dropped behind that wall there. It's not shooting right down like it was.
it's cooling off a little bit. It's getting more and more like a super speedway, less handling coming into play as it cools off.
Come on, Dinger, says Dallas Cowboy. Just throwing up random names.
Qualify him for a chance to run the championship. And win here today, you got a bid to the postseason, and now all of a sudden.
Oh, MLB Network? Well, I've got 2 streams I'm doing tomorrow. I'm doing the NASCAR race tomorrow and the Arizona game. But we'll look for something. I'm going to try to find a Dodger game this week, during the week.
Definitely got some things going for us. Got a great spotter. That team works really hard on these types of races, and it's paying off.
Look at this, Junior Motors.
All right, Gregson and Junior Motorsports Brigade is bringing an inside line here, trying to get together. But they broke up. But Gregson,
And they're all going to work together, doesn't it?
he's going to get pushed backwards now.
Make it all work.
They're single wide, about 10 back. Bane, Gibbs, Jones are your top 3. All them Gibbs Toyotas. All them Joe Gibbs Toyotas.
Side by side as we step away.
All right, they're going to side-by-side racing. I'll keep you appraised, but I can't keep the audio on for that. I'll let you know if anything happens. 63 in the house. That's our high for today. Welcome to Valhalla Sports Talk's coverage of NASCAR Xfinity Racing. The Nalley Cars 250 from the brand new reconfigured Atlanta Motor Speedway. If you're new, hit that subscribe button, give the video a like, and turn on the bell notifications so you know when we go online. Caution on the track. The one car spins to the inside. Caution with 35 to go. Still side by side on Fox Sports 1. The one car rolling around that at the apron there. He's got a flat driver's side rear tire as he tries to limp it back to home. I kind of laughed, Mr. Nobody. I kind of laughed when I saw they signed Jansen. I figured that was kind of a get back. The major get back will be next year when they try to sign Bellinger. That'll be the major get back. But 61 in the chat, we're under caution and under commercial. Side by side view here on Fox Sports 1. Is this the second time that the one has limped home like that? I think so. I think so. But 34 to go in today's race. Trevor Bane, Ty Gibbs, Brandon Jones, and Joe Gibbs Toyotas out front. Be interesting to see if anybody comes to pit road here,
Here at Atlanta.
as they just pitted.
For the yellow flag. The one of Sam Mayer, he had a tire issue that put him a lap down. And I saw the caution come out. I'm like, wow, he's going to get the lap back. And then I realized he was the reason for the caution, so there will be no free pass. This
Wow,
is what we have of him sliding through the grass.
they didn't have much of a video, but man, he got sideways quick when that tire went down, and he slid all the way through the exit of pit road in the grass.
That left rear tire on the car.
Yep, oh yeah, spun it down straight up.
He's hanging out here.
Nice use of the NASCAR.
What's up, G Daddy Media? What's up? New channel that I found the other day, y'all. G Daddy Media. He's another old head like me, and he's doing this YouTube thing. I was watching his North Carolina team this morning, I saw. But a channel I'd sure like you guys to go check out. G Daddy Media. Go over there, subscribe to his channel. I plan to raid him one day. I'm going to raid his channel when he's online, when we're online. Yeah, an older guy like me trying to make it in this young man game here on YouTube. He's not as old as me, though, I don't think. Very few are as old as me.
That's just how racing is sometimes. Sometimes you just have those days, right? As a driver, you're
But under caution here with 33 to go in the Nalley Cars 250 from Atlanta Motor Speedway.
everything just goes right.
Bouncing back through the top 10, saw the Gibbs guys in the top 3. Brandon Brown having a great day. Pair of teammates.
G Daddy laughing. Yeah, you ain't quite as old as me, man. You ain't no spring chicken either.
Enjoying his afternoon. It's a home game for Ryan Sieg as well.
But yeah, if you got an opportunity, y'all go over there and check out his channel. It looks like he does a lot of like home improvement. Like if you break your weed eater or something, he tells you how to fix it.
Well, certainly a very good day for
But he also does this play-by-play stuff too. But go over there and subscribe to the channel, give it a like. I don't know if Yellowman, if you can find him and drop his link in there, that would be cool.
Shake up. They're running 1 through 4 right now. Does he take and go to the bottom, or does he stick with the Gibbs cars, who are likely all going to pick the same lane again? Can't wait to see what they figure out on that car.
I think they're talking about doing a closer by committee, Mr. Nobody. I think they're talking about Blake Trinan, Gratterall, a number of them.
The front row down low. He likely would have some Chevy support with him in the form of Allmendinger and Castle.
G Daddy says it's a young man game, and I'm up there now. We can do it, man. We can do it. We can do it.
For the Gibbs cars, do you just line up all in a row? Well,
You just got to keep at it, keep
you
grinding.
don't get to choose.
Build a community, a bunch of folks that like to hang out with you.
This is the first super speedway type race that we've ever been to where we have to choose. And here, the Gibbs cars have to say, okay, do we want to line each other up 1, 2, 3?
Pace car still pacing them around Atlanta Motor Speedway here.
To the lead,
After the spin,
where either way, one of your cars are going to be.
the spin to bring out the 6th caution of the afternoon.
What Brandon Jones is going
We're an hour and 50 minutes into the stream. Average speed today, 112.
to get a great push. That will
Last fast speed on the track, 176.566. We've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 leaders in today's race. That 16 cars led the most laps with 41, but Bain about to catch up with him.
Brandon Brown goes with him. Allmendinger to the front row.
Yeah, if I was Brown,
Not a lot of people came down pit road,
that felt like a gift.
so Bain Allmendinger will lead him back to the green here.
Interesting.
Bain has been going outside. Let's see where he went this time.
Teammates going to the bottom.
All right, there you go. In the chat, y'all. In the chat, we've got the link to G Daddy Media.
CR Sheldon Creek.
Go check out his channel, y'all. Do me a favor. Check out his channel. Give him the subscribe. Like one of his videos. Fab says dirt isn't as old as Valhalla.
There you
Your
go.
spotter, Bradley.
Come on, man.
I'm a rhythm.
Come on, Fab.
Practice to improve your spotter.
Dalton D checks in and says, hey, man, appreciate the stream. You're welcome. You're welcome. No problem. We'll be back tomorrow for the Cup Series race. Plus, we'll be doing a stream for the University of Arizona basketball team tomorrow night.
I'd say this one,
Yep, the Braves, Kenley Jansen.
all up front right now.
It's going to be
Cars have been the strongest all day long up front.
All right, here we go. Pace car there, 2x2. Pace car in front of him. He will duck to pit road this time by. All right, pace car off the track. Green flag at Atlanta. We've got 31 to go in the Nalley Cars 250. COO passes by as they go into turn one. It's Bain, Allmendinger. Bain on the inside, or the outside, with his Joe Gibbs Racing teammate Gibbs pushing him.
Disconnected pretty early off of turn 2, but the top still pushing. Two of them.
Yep, I'm going to cut Fap's pay
Couldn't get there enough.
due to disrespect. I'm cutting his pay by 50%.
Hey, Allmendinger.
I'm also going to fine him 100% of his salary.
And look at Brandon Brown and TJ Hayes.
Boy.
Joseph.
Hey, no problem, G-Daddy. Appreciate having you join us today, man.
He was right.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you. No, it's just I want to stop these Gibbs cars.
All right, so they are 5 deep, single line on the outside there. Bain, Gibbs, Jones is your top 3.
The collar guys rally down low. We can slide down the front when we get the push, right?
65 up in here. Welcome to Valhalla Sports Talk's coverage of NASCAR Xfinity Series Racing from Atlanta Motor Speedway. If you're new, hit that subscribe, give the video a like, and turn on them bell notifications so you know when Valhalla Sports Talk goes online.
Yeah. 21 Austin Hill just came down in front of him.
He did what I thought Brown was going to do. He was
Do you see Gratterall being the closer?
up to 16-21 rally at the red and white line.
Remember AJ saying over the race, his car was better on the top than on the bottom.
Look, ow!
Oh, Bain comes down the block down low.
Austin Hill.
Just barely.
In that bottom lane, all Chevys. All perfect together.
Chevy's down low trying to catch up to these Toyotas on the outside with 27 to go. We got one into the wall a little bit, just touched it.
We've seen Sheldon Creed not scared of the snake going up across in the top side.
Thor getting him some water out of his water bowl there.
Oh, he's right.
Now the 2 car touches the wall.
Kyle Weatherman.
Still under green though.
Mario Gosler.
New leader, Hill. Austin Hill to the lead. Then Bain takes it back on the outside. Them Chevys giving them Toyotas all that they want right now as we get into the waning laps of this one.
Drafting help from AJ Allmendinger.
65 in the chat. Come on, Bain. All right, so Bain is not able to go down and cut the momentum of that lower line now as they are running side by side. We got the 68 around. He gets it under control. Brandon Brown doesn't hit anything, doesn't come back up on the track, and caution is out.
One overcorrecting the car.
Caution out at Atlanta.
He's getting it out of the way where he didn't get hit again. You see some damage there with the front though.
Yeah, the painters are going to be busy
Not going to help him here. You're hearing it.
painting that outside wall there. The 2 car, big damage on the passenger side rear. The 68, some damage on the driver's side front.
The middle and the top lanes here.
Let's see, they were in 9th and 10th.
Just wasn't enough.
The 68 on the outside. The 2 goes to the middle aggressively,
Ooh, yep.
and everybody gets together. The 8, the 68, and the 2 make contact.
Two guys damage from the
The 38 gets a little bit of it too, or the 39.
68, and Brandon Brown doesn't get that damage on the left front. I mean, he almost gets completely through this unscathed. Incredible save.
71 in the chat.
Right side door to see how much damage Josh has. But you're right, this is like, when I first started racing in NASCAR, I'll never forget Wayne Alton, the series director, telling me, if you ever get in trouble at Daytona or Talladega, turn the wheel to the left, drive it to the infield, but don't turn it right and hit the wall. Brandon's got a little bit of wheel to the right, but earlier here, he had it to the left and was able to get down to the apron and just ride it out here a little bit. Live to fight another day. So nice job, man.
You know, the cautions that we have had, that's the 7th today, but there were only 4 cautions for an actual incident on the track. I've been surprised we haven't had the big one here because they have been running in rather large packs.
We have seen drivers avoid big accidents today in both races more than I anticipated.
Floyd Allen having him a bad Saturday afternoon, so he decided, let me go to this YouTube stream and go in and show my ass.
Jamie got info on the 2.
Sheldon Creed's team just came on the radio
Let me go into this YouTube stream and show my booty because I'm having a bad Saturday.
We can't pit. We must stay out and take our chances.
What a tool.
Justin Allgaier making a pit stop. Keep in mind, 16 consecutive
72 in the chat, though.
for Allgaier, trying to keep it going today. And we go through the first. This is the opposite.
So we're now showing 23 to go in today's race.
No cautions for incident. We had the competition caution lap 20, the 2 cautions to end the stages. And now we've had 4 in this final stage. Last week, a couple of cautions for spins in the first 2 stages. We went caution free in the final stage. At Phoenix, 7 cautions overall today. It was 200.
I don't know. I think the racing's been good today, man. It's obviously a repave.
500
It's obviously a repave, but
NASCAR Cup Series racing for the 5th time this year.
I think it'll make Atlanta an entertaining track. They had to do something, man. The track was coming up.
To your screen.
It literally was falling to pieces. They had to do something.
This picture, everyone else looks bad. Brent, where are you?
I'm with Ryan Blaney.
Dalton's really hoping A. Hill gets it done. Hometown hero.
2:30 Eastern.
Has he ever won a race?
Race day on FS1 at 1:30.
Man, beautiful sunset in Atlanta, Georgia.
Austin Hill is the race leader. And Austin was on the bottom lane, and he has broke apart these Toyotas.
Floyd says, I went to get a pizza 30 minutes ago. It was 44 to go.
Brent Jones 6th. They were 1, 2, 3 before, so interesting to see how this works out. If these guys pick the top lane now or the bottom, or what's going to happen here?
Let's listen.
I kind of want to see Bain win this race.
I think if I get the lead back out there,
Bain or Gibbs?
the ball to get it 3-4 at any point.
75, though, in the chat.
So it's different.
22 to go.
It's like 3 leads over there.
I go back though to the important.
Yeah, no doubt, Dalton. If they would have just simply repaved it, yeah, it would have been a disaster as well.
That competition caution. There's really nothing on the line there.
Hill won at Daytona. That means I called the race, and I don't remember him
It's
winning.
hard because you absolutely want to be in control.
If he won at Daytona, that means I called it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and you hear Trevor there a little bit and saying, you know, I'm not going to do that, right? I'm not going
That's what kind of memory you got when you get older, y'all.
outside
That's what kind of memory you got.
and that's all well and good to kind of have some rules for yourself. That I'm not doing that, but you can't really get.
Full moon last night where you were at? I know that early this morning, like at 9 this morning, the moon was still showing in the skies here.
Learn more and more about the draft and more about the cars.
That's always weird to see the moon and the sun at the same
All
time.
these things are coming up, so you say you wouldn't do that maybe in that moment again, but you also want to be kind of.
All right, here we go. It looks like it's decision time.
My parenting. I never did this. I never did that.
It's like it's decision. Yeah, the first car to take the inside line was
I
Gibbs.
realize why people do things, and I think that's what I heard out of Trevor is you see this choose here, really big choose.
Gibbs, the first car to take the inside line. The first 4 stayed up high.
Everybody can make it on fuel now, or should be able to make it on fuel from here.
I was going to ask you about that because Austin Hill, you can hear it in our
I don't know. Junior didn't do very good winning in a Hendricks car. Floyd,
stage 2. All the cautions.
Junior didn't do very good winning in a Hendricks car. He underperformed the entire time he was there.
That's a little bit of insurance. Just buying car insurance here. This is race car insurance for this race.
You seem like an angry dude, though, Floyd
For
Allen.
bad practice here, we have all these different things.
You seem like you're having a bad Saturday.
Race and finish. It could go all green from here. There could be 4 or 5 more yellows. We could have unlimited green and white checkers, and then you're definitely going to need it.
Yeah, I'm pretty certain there's going to be more cautions. I'm pretty certain of that, and I'm pretty certain there's also going to be a green-white checker that goes along with it.
And if you consider that, Austin Hill lost his teammate. So he's up there now in the outside lane with a Toyota behind him. And 2 Gibbs Toyotas reached.
Oh, you saw that this morning, Yellowman, the moon thing?
For a while, those 3 JGR Toyotas broken up on a restart.
Yeah, listen.
Yeah, I looked over there over the Huachuca Mountains here today, and I was like, whoa, the moon's out.
We'll go with the 18. I think they probably thought the 18 would take the bottom then.
All right, here we go. Pace car to the pit road.
Yes.
Georgia's own Austin Hill leading with 20 laps to go.
All right, green flag out of Atlanta with 20 to go.
And these leaders do such a good job
All right, so the 54 car of Gibbs has the 19, his teammate, behind him. Bain, however, is up in that top lane, pushing the Chevy to the lead. He probably tried to get him out front and then drop in front of his Toyota teammates.
Listening in on the spot, Stan Roston.
Oh, yeah, that type of stuff probably freaked him out, huh, Yellowman?
Third and fourth.
I don't think Trevor Bain probably likes where he's at right now. He is sandwiched between some Chevys here.
Oh, maybe I don't know what you're talking about. I have to see that one day.
I got myself up front. I got tracked to the straight. I have no friends though, and you got guys that are gonna gang up on you.
Dalton says up in Georgia, I can see the moon all day, every day, unless it's a crescent or a new moon. I spent some time in Georgia in the Army there. I was stationed at Fort Gordon for a short time.
You have to think, Troy, that those cars are going to just tie.
All right, they're fanning out here.
Get out of my mouth.
Hill, the only Chevy up front there, and he's got these Toyotas behind him trying to get up front. They're banging now to try to move folks forward.
Josh Berry back in the top 5.
Gibbs has dropped back to 6. It's Hill, Allmendinger, Castle are your top 3.
Number 1, 2, 3, 4 Chevrolets on the top. Toyota right behind him.
They're single file, 6 back. 17 to go from Atlanta Motor Speedway.
92 of Kyle Weatherman. So good for Mario Bowser today. Oh, he didn't get it. Landon Castle was really, really close to a kiss.
Yeah, I was in the military a long time ago, my man. I did just shy of 6 years. I was in Desert Storm, got out right afterwards.
He said, I worked on my setup for Coda because he's not like, I know I'm going to need a bounce back. There's just no guarantees in this place, right? Not at all. His teammate Allmendinger.
16 to go, y'all. We're getting down to the nitty gritty. Lap 148. 15 to go. We're 2 hours into the race. Average speed 110, 940. Last fast speed, they're getting faster as the sun goes down. 179, 842. We've had 7 cautions in today's race.
Top 2, Austin Hill 1. Allmendinger was 2nd, Jamie.
How about Austin Hill? Since that win at Daytona, he hasn't finished inside the top 15.
Oh, wow. I don't think I've ever seen that, Yellowman.
He wasn't sure about this race. He couldn't break the bubble. He felt like other cars could. But since the drop of the green flag, he's had no issues whatsoever. Trying to become the...
All right, here we go. Trevor Bain on the inside lane. The first car on the inside, battling for 3rd there.
Miles away from here. The sponsor, Bennett Transportation and Logistics. Also,
what's up, Thomas Prince?
They've got 160 employees in the stands today, and they would love to celebrate in Victory Lane. Left 13 left.
You can see Justin Hill looking back into his mirror, his rearview mirror, as he gets pushed by the car behind him. But it's the high side that's leading the way. Hill, Allmendinger, Castle. Them Toyotas are trying to get back together. The 3 Toyotas trying to get back together.
Push right there. Up that hill about 3/10 of a second faster.
All right, Bain on the inside now.
He's got to keep pushing it. We're going to put it off. Trevor Bain, because Trevor
He's up to 2nd.
He has such a fast car. He's down there.
Bain up to 2nd.
Look how separated they are at the bottom. No one's really that close. He's able to maintain. We have not.
Kerm doesn't agree about the moon thing. He says he doesn't see it.
Without having
I saw it this morning.
cars that can stay really tight on. Trevor's doing it on his own.
All right. Is Bain in the lead now?
You see, Austin Hill moves it about.
12 to go. 12 to go. Gibbs falling back now. They're trying to get a party going on that inside line. Hill down there blocking. Bain trying to get past Hill. Moves up to the top. Now they're both in the middle. All right, eye of the tornado, y'all. It's getting serious here with 11 to go. Bain into the wall. Bain into the wall. Collects another car. We got the big one. Gregson involved. The 7 involved. They're wrecking all over Atlanta. The 44 in the inside wall. Huge wreck. Huge wreck. Bain got into the wall. Didn't stay up that way. Came down lower. Got hit by another car. And then it collected Gregson, who's had a really difficult day after dominating this morning's practice. But your top three, Hill, Allmendinger, Sieg now up to third. Did Ty Gibbs make it through that unscathed? Big damage to the 99. Now I don't remember ever having boiled peanuts in Atlanta there.
Pit road with damage.
81 in the chat. Noah Gregson's car still running, but it is jacked up. The 7 car. The 7 car Algier. His car is stalled on the wall there, and he's getting out after a tough hit.
Being greeted by the AMR safety team.
Good to see that. He took a big hit.
Oh, it's racing like a super speedway now, man. It's pack racing, without a doubt.
Really fast run right here.
But you had Bain really wanted the lead there, and he was going back from the top to the bottom to the top to the bottom, and then one time he goes up and he touched the 21 while he was going up there, and that slowed him down. The 16 hit him, then the 8, the 9, then it was bedlam. Then it was bedlam.
He was clear, but when he moved up in front of his son,
Dallas Cowboy says I called it. Thomas wondering about boiled peanuts.
Lewis had chased it into the wall, and then he was still chasing.
There's a car in the race tomorrow that's sponsored by a peanut company.
Gets the air tanking off, into the wall. Now he's trying to catch it. He's still trying to catch it. They're 3 wide, and it just collects everybody else. I mean, when I say everybody else, like everybody else.
Oh, I don't know who made that move. That was a great move downhill the backside, threaded the needle there. JJ, yeah, I hope that's our advisor team.
But the big one at Atlanta Motor Speedway, y'all. Reconfigured racetrack, all new pavement. Lots more banking in the turns. Allgaier, did I say it wrong? 80 in the chat, y'all. This is our 8th caution of the day. Wow, nice driving by JJ Yealy to get through that wreck.
Just end of the race here, Joe. Everybody gets a little bit closer.
King Yellowland says boiled peanuts sounds like something the cartel would nickname one of their punishments for the snitches. You were at Fort Benning, Glenn? I didn't know that. Thomas bet on Reddick to win tomorrow. Oh yeah, that definitely looks like a super speedway accident there, y'all. All right, Bain's still rolling. Gregson headed out on track, but that thing's already coming apart, and he ain't got to the end of the pit road. Michigan 68, Tennessee 66. We'll be doing some March Madness tomorrow on the channel. The U of A Wildcats play last game of the day tomorrow. 84 in the chat. Welcome to Valhalla Sports Talk's coverage of NASCAR Xfinity Series racing from the Atlanta Motor Speedway. The Nalley Cars 250.
It doesn't matter whose fault it is.
There's 8 laps remaining in this one.
You're still winning. You got a chance to win this thing.
That's nowhere that the spotter has got to become.
We've had 8 different leaders. Your laps led leader is the 16 car of AJ Allmendinger now. A couple other cars with 38 and 39 laps led respectively.
By looking backwards. There you go. Look forward the mirror.
Look your rearview mirror, right?
Interesting to see on this restart when we get back going. This thing to feel out quite a bit.
So if you're new, hit that subscribe button, give the video a like, turn on the bell notifications so you know when we go online. Really trying to get to 10,000 on this channel, y'all. I think I deserve 10,000 subscribers.
when that happens, it changes the dynamic of the race. It's harder to get runs. It's harder to make passes to get to the lead. So we'll see how this shakes the field up a little bit.
You're right, Brad. That's a good point. And as there's less cars on
Not much of a subscriber gain. 7868 is the total subscriber count right now. 7868.
10 cars. Now you're getting a little bit closer.
I don't know. Gonna make it tough for me to get to $8,000 this weekend.
Sometimes the runs become bigger.
Gonna make it tough.
You're packing cars or carrying a run from 6 or 7 cars back, weaving through the field, because there might be more space to do that. What I do see here still, though, right? You have Austin Hill, you have Ryan Sieg, 1-2. Then you have
Man, Riley Herbst in that Stewart Haas car is up to 6th place in today's race.
And then you go back to a little bit more.
6th place after a difficult day. All right, I'm in the bucket of goodness trying to find me a couple pretzels.
5 of the top 10 have never won a race in the Xfinity Series. Then you go outside the top 10. Yaley 11th, never won. Curry 12th, never won.
Oh, look, a bit of honey.
Driver 13th, never won. Ryan Vargas.
Again, we're headed out to get a Chinese food after this race, me and the COO.
Now, both from Georgia. Grew up an hour.
Getting us some chicken. What's that?
In Atlanta.
What is that?
We talked about this final stage.
I was gonna say chicken fried steak, but that's not it.
Been enough for a crash.
Chicken fried rice.
Cautions. Here's a look back.
Probably some fried wontons. And I'm thinking I want me some ribs today.
Clements involved. Anthony Alfredo got a piece of the action. Henrik in the 11. Done for the day. Also the 07. Joe Grant Jr.
Is there a Tampax car tomorrow? I haven't seen it.
Brandon Brown in the mix. A little tap and a little slide. Heck of a save for the 68.
General Cow's chicken?
The closest thing we've seen this weekend to the big one. And we've talked so much this year about the Junior Motorsports Chevrolets, and I don't know how many times I've said it. All 4 Junior Motorsports cars.
Kind of works either way, right?
I guess turnabout.
Well, no, it would be the opposite.
In this case, all 4 Junior Motorsports cars involved in that crash.
Floyd says the 14 is going to win again tomorrow. It's going to win 11 races this year. Wow, dude.
We're gonna have a shootout.
He has run good all year, though, hasn't he?
Is the star born later today on the short track? They're ready to go.
All right, so they're going to go to a commercial break. They're going to a commercial break. Still under caution. No MSG, just fried goodness. Might be another 30 minutes. 83 in the house, though. $83 in the house. How many likes we got on this stream? Man, I got 80 in the house and 40 likes. It's free to like a stream, y'all. It's absolutely free. Floyd says, who hits the wall first tomorrow? I'm taking the 5 and the 18. I'll tell you what, Harvick didn't impress me at all in practice today. Harvick did not impress me at all in practice. He was like 30th on the leaderboard. But he seemed in a good mood after it. Michigan beat Tennessee. Juwan Howard just consoled a crying Tennessee player. That's classy. All right, let's get back to it.
Dana, Georgia. Mason Massey, our leader, Austin Hill. The
Yellowman says, I'm not hitting the like until I get some countdown.
Brandon Jones from Atlanta. A couple of those guys looking for their first career win.
All right, so it's Hill, Sieg, Allmendinger in your top three.
The Dogs are the national champions.
The where did he come from is to Riley Herbst in that 98 Stuart Haas entry.
Georgia Adam, unfortunately,
Your first Toyotas are Ty Gibbs and Brandon Jones in 7th and 8th.
I had to do what I could there, but mine started the 31 car. Having a little bit.
We've got 80 in the chat, 5 to go.
Wreck right now. And
Probably gonna be 4 or 3 to go when they go back to racing.
pull up next to AJ Allmendinger and they sit.
Involved in that accident on 152 was the 1 car, the 7, the 8, the 9, the 16, the 18, the 27, the 36, the 44, the 45, the 54, and the 99. The big one at Atlanta.
Choose.
All right, commitment line, or the choose line right here. First car to the inside, that tax layer car, and Herbst.
Everyone just really shies away from that bottom lane with these cars. It presents a great opportunity.
So it'll be Hill Snyder on the front row, Sieg Herbst in the second row.
It seems like the top really prevails for
Now showing 4 to go, so like I said, they'll probably get back to racing lap 3. The lights are on at Atlanta.
make it all back up to where they're racing for the lead again. So I would chance it.
I would say every restart we're seeing that. After about 3 or 4 laps, the bottom lane gets back going. The problem is, you're going to go green. We're not going to make 3 laps to go.
It could be 15 laps to go.
And Rita talked about his problems.
Legato thinking they'll wreck some more.
And he was running inside the top 10. We talked about it earlier when he flipped on the final lap at Daytona into the catch fence.
Pain for Tennessee fans, including me. Sorry about that, man.
First career victory in March of last year.
They need to quit counting laps between stages. Shit, some of these races take 8 hours if we do that.
This could be
John Garrett says, thank you for doing these. Have watched several races now. Finally subscribed. You're doing a great job. Appreciate it, John.
that's going to be.
We'll be here tomorrow for the Cup race, man.
If he does, that could probably.
Floyd says, go 98, go. That's who I'm rooting for now, is that 98.
It's just that some stuff underneath the car.
All right, here we go.
How the right front is, I think the sway bar's unhooked.
3 to go.
Boom, 3 to go. Green flag, green flag.
This is going to be really interesting. It starts off the 31 car in turn 1.
Hill on the outside.
Quick work all around.
We got one around, the 7 around. The 31 around, excuse me. How did he not collect half the field there?
How scary that.
Well, you got to think that Herbst saw that car sparking. He said, I don't want to follow.
So the 31 of Matt Snyder had issues there, and they kept him out there. Why did they not pull him down to the apron, knowing that they had a track bar out?
Look at the sparks right there out of 31. See immediately. It's going.
He was right there at the entrance to pit road, too. Well, Herbst put it to him. He put the bumper to him. But deservedly so. Get your ass off the track.
Said there was a problem. But as a driver in that circumstance, aren't you leaning on the crew to tell you, Peter, or no? How does that decision go down? How
That's
does
a tough one there. I don't know if something's wrong with this car or if he just ran over something and stuck underneath the car. Obviously, that's a lot of sparks. But I want to go back here real quick to Riley Herbst because I think some people are probably wondering why that happened. But he was getting pushed the whole time here from Ty Gibbs. So even if he wasn't on the throttle, he got pushed into that.
I was surprised that half the field didn't get wrecked there because that was the front row.
You can't give up the lead and a chance to win a race.
He doesn't get going there. The 98 has nowhere to go. The Gibbs is pushing the 98 as well. And no matter where he went, the 31 was just a rolling roadblock.
And we're really fortunate that we didn't have a whole lot worse crash because he is just spun right up in front of the field. Now he pits.
So we're going to overtime, y'all.
A couple laps down in this race. He's another driver looking
92 in the chat.
career victory.
The back of the crew chief on that car trying to look over it as they're still on pit road, changing left side tires. It looks like they're trying to pull something out from underneath that car.
All right, as you see, Austin Hill continues to lead.
But don't look now, Joey. The green white checkers is started. Get rid of the time. But you know, when we were talking about fuel mileage,
I have one son, Chris, a grown son.
making these pit stops and can you go the distance? We have had so many caution laps. We're gonna have
I miss kind of racing back to the yellow. I remember those days. I miss that. But
right.
I think so. A lot of times, as a reference, you can almost go 2 laps to 1.
yeah, I miss those days of racing back to the yellow and people racing for that lucky dog as well. That was pretty cool. Back in the day.
Let's go back 30 years, almost to the day. We had this in our former track facts. Jeff Gordon, first NASCAR victory, first ever Xfinity race.
Showing some video of Jeff Gordon in the old Babe Ruth car. Baby Ruth.
Rick Hendrick tells a story that he was watching this race and saw Jeff Gordon with not just the handsome mustache, but the way he was wheeling this car and said, you know what? I've got to hire that guy. And
All right, them little girls in the stands have put back on their Jeff Gordon and Dale Earnhardt jackets.
yeah, I think it was a pretty good deal for him.
Gordon will be back tomorrow in the booth
As Paul Harvey
for
would say,
Fox.
now you know the rest of the story. The resume is amazing. Jeff back in the booth tomorrow.
95 in the chat. We might hit a hundo here at the end.
Third all time.
We'll be back tomorrow, y'all. We're going to do the cup race tomorrow.
Hall of Fame.
U of A basketball in the evening.
Call the shots at Hendrick Motorsports.
Vice chairman.
Sounds really important.
I don't know what it means. That sounds really, really big.
So the 31 and the 98 were involved in that
We've got
incident there.
talked about this is a 2-lap shootout. Once the leader takes the white flag,
Green, white checker.
the race doesn't matter if it's the caution or they make it back to the checkers, but
Listen, y'all, do me a solid. Hit that subscribe. Give the video a like.
and do it all over again. And if you look at the top 10, some great stories there. Austin Hill lead, Ryan Sieg second, both from Georgia, Riley Herbst third, looking for his first career win, driving for Stuart Haas.
So a 2-lap shootout. If the leader takes the white flag, the next flag ends the race.
Castle in the
A
top.
caution prior to the white flag. They'll line them up again.
Brandon Jones trying to come back from a speeding penalty. Kyle Weatherman, Bailey Curry, Brett Moffitt, all drivers that have a chance to win for the first time in their career. And not just what it would mean for them, but the
Chat gets quiet as we pass 100. Up in here, up in here.
top of it.
And you gotta ask yourself, if you're driving one of those cars,
Austin Hill is your leader. Ryan Sieg second. Riley Herbst still in third. Ty Gibbs fourth.
what, like you have to, as a driver, you have to ask yourself that question. Probably right now would be a good time. Maybe before the race would have been a better time. You have to ask, what am I willing to do to win this race? And can I live with myself after that? And deal with the consequences that go along with it as well. And for these teams, they're probably willing to do a lot more than someone like an AJ Allmendinger or Austin Hill.
UCLA doing better against St. Mary's. That's good. All right, here we go. They've chosen their lane. So Hill on the outside, Sieg on the inside, Herbst on the outside this time, Gibbs on the inside. Gibbs has his Joe Gibbs Racing teammate right behind him.
I have a feeling the Calder cars will play a key role in deciding this race. The 16, the 10, how hard they push each other, and then the front row up here on this restart. We've seen the bottom lane has not took off very well for at least a lap or two. I can definitely see that the Calder cars getting aggressive here and making a run for this. It's going to be an exciting finish.
To your point, Brett, there's not much loyalty in the front 4 cars, or 3 cars. There's some loyalty there in the 54 to 19. They may work together in the 16 and the 10. Outside of that,
Yeah, a lot of team cars aren't connected here for this restart.
Teammates, they hate each other. Is there ever loyalty when there's a checkered flag up the line? I don't know.
All right, NASCAR overtime here in the Nalley Cars 250 from Atlanta Motor Speedway.
I'm standing with 2 guys who used to be teammates. I'm just
we really showed them how to do that.
Here we go. That pace car makes the left down pit road.
overtime at Atlanta, sponsored by Credit One Bank.
Green flag, green flag.
They crashed each other.
Oh, they're crashing.
Oh, big wreck in the back of the pack. Caution back behind the leaders. We'll go to double overtime. That should be
Double OT, y'all. 45, the 5, and the 34 wrecked.
the 5 of Matt Mills. And we understand with all that fluid coming from Matt Mills' car, we'll get a red flag.
Matt, not very happy with that result. Yeah.
We're going red here as there's a lot of fluid coming out of the one car. Damn it.
And you reminded a couple of weeks ago in Las Vegas, and they had a rift. It's unbelievable how everything in this sport comes full circle.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, lifetime.
They haven't gone red yet, y'all. They've got them stopped, though.
Well, it's not just the Ryan Blaney rule. Turns out when Brad Keselowski comes to the booth, we also have a red flag.
I guess so.
We'll have Elliott bring out the red flag.
I gotta see what happened here. This wreck happened pretty far back in the field. Matt Mills here, 17th. We get a push from behind.
Oh, you see the car on the outside there.
Jeffrey Earnhardt, it looks like,
Ooh, big hit there. Big hit for the 5 car.
At that point,
came down, collected. Matt, guys behind him just got caught up in it. Contact for
you see that fluid coming out of the 5 right there.
Stephen Parsons involved. Mike Snyder in the back gets caught up in it.
It's the second time today that Stephen Parsons has been involved in an incident. This is what it feels like over the bumps, right?
Floyd, how come you're so miserable, man? How come you're so miserable?
I know what I would like to see out of Clint on race day tomorrow now. I'd like
Mr. Nobody says more checkers or records.
put Chris Myers on there. What do you think? We've now tied the track record with our 10th caution. And keeping in mind, I mean, this was a scheduled 250-mile race. This is 50 miles shorter than a normal 1.5-mile race in the Xfinity Series. And NASCAR does that because it's paired up with the trucks.
All right, so Sieg showing as your leader, Hill second, Gibbs third, Herbst fourth,
Twice.
Almendinger fifth.
500 miles. Where today is 250 miles, 251 miles, I guess technically. But let's say 250. But maybe we have Brian Siege on the radio here.
We did. Let's have Joe come. I'm sure he's bored in there. Brian Sieg, Joe, the guy up here at the Fox booth. You got me? Well, I'm sure your heart rate's going 10,000 miles an hour at the moment. You're sitting in the lead. You got a great shot at this thing.
All right, so they've got these cars stopped
The choice is gonna be
on the track to clean up the fluid
teammates around you
from this last incident.
with the Gibbs cars and the Pilot cars are still somewhat close to each other.
2 hours, 28 minutes into this race. Average speed due to the cautions down to 106,270. Last fast lap speed 178,281.
Everybody's done the outside all day, but I feel like if you have a big enough push on the bottom, you can do good. But it's nerve-wracking. I know it's definitely a fun situation we're in right now. But all in all, it's been a great day. We found
Ryan Sieg, 34 years of age from Tucker, Georgia.
hard enough for all that they do.
Tucker, Georgia, red flag out on the track there.
Well, you've done a great job. I found in these super speedways, as long as you can get yourself to the end and have a chance at a green-white checker as a driver, you've done a good job. So good luck, man. Bring it home.
Michael says, I'm not watching, but back in the day, Atlanta was the best race of the year. It took balls to run there. It was so fast. Yeah.
But his dad, Rob,
Yeah, you had, I think it was Elliott, right, that set the speed record there.
He loves to have a good time. So fun.
They had to do something about the track here, though, in Atlanta because it was literally coming apart.
Themselves in this position, and he's been close before. I think back a few years ago at Talladega, he was second.
I mean, we don't like driving over potholes in our passenger cars. Could you imagine driving 190 miles or 160 miles an hour and hitting a pothole? Well, that's what was happening in Atlanta last year as the track was coming apart.
But win here in Atlanta,
It just got way too old.
drive from his hometown of Tucker, Georgia. And
St. Peter versus Murray State.
because it's his first career win, it's big for anybody from this state, including
All right, they're out there doing the electric slide on the infield, y'all.
second right now.
We see some great dancing also, but I want to hear somebody else who's going to also try to beat Ryan Sieg. Let's talk to Austin Hill.
Pretty sure that redhead in the middle there, she's been drinking probably since about 10 o'clock this morning.
Yeah, I got you.
Like the seat right here, we've been watching and found along. He did a great job. Restart there didn't quite go the way he wanted. He still got a great shot at it. What you thinking here for this green white checker?
Yeah, a little unfortunate that we lost the lead there. I was really concerned with the 98. Didn't want him to jump to my outside, obviously. So that allowed the 39 to kind of get out front a little bit right when the caution came out. But
90 in the chat here as we are in our second overtime here on the channel. They're cleaning up fluids on the track from this last incident.
fast race part of the racetrack. So I don't know what's going to happen. Honestly,
All right, I'll be right back, y'all.
You know, maybe we can get a run here and come to the white flag with make something happen like we did at Daytona. It's just one of those things. You got to build your runs and.
Thomas, it seems to me that it's probably about a 20-year life cycle for a repave. Probably about 20 years, right in that ballpark.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you.
We talked about it so many times. The mental reset that a driver has to go through under a red flag. But when you're doing
All right, they're going to a commercial break as we are under red. Glenn says, if I ever get married, it's going to be to a girl I met at a NASCAR race. What's the closest track to you, Glenn? What's the closest track to you? Michigan? I'm thinking Michigan's probably the closest track to you. How come this NASCAR feed says there's still 6 laps to go? Are we not updating? Let me refresh this bad boy. That's just what it says. So don't pay any attention to that 6 to go business, because it's not right. Matter of fact, I'll probably just stay here for the rest of the race. All right, Nat number 2 on the day has entered my vision, so he must die. Probably Chicagoland or the track in Kansas. Have you ever been to a race, Glenn? Providence 79, Richmond 51, that's final, reports Mr. Nobody. Rye says that 6 number includes the caution laps. Yeah, but they're under red. All right, so tomorrow's race starts at 2:30 Eastern time. We'll be going on about 30 minutes prior to that one here on the channel. They're still in a commercial break and under red at Atlanta. Michael says Billy Boat did just under 225 in an Indy car there in 98. Could you imagine that? 225? I heard someone say or read that the Indy cars can't come here with the new reconfiguration at Atlanta anymore. Something about the banking, the new banking, that they've taken it up so much. All right, let's get back to it.
It'd be like, what, a 5-hour marathon? I got a date today, tonight. Let's get this thing on the, let's get this thing rolling here. You, broken those peanut butter crackers yet? I had 4. Yeah. I can use
Gibbs says he's got a date tonight after this race. 19 years old. Said, let's get it going.
He's 19. What's he going to the prom tonight?
I don't know. Let's figure out more about this. We got him teed up. Ty Gibbs, Joe, the guy on the Fox booth. You got me?
Yeah, I got you.
We were eavesdropping on your conversation out here. You're hungry. You got a hot date. We have so many questions about your hot date right now. But let's talk about race cars. We'll talk a little bit about race cars. You're sitting up towards the front. You got your teammate, Jones, sitting in 6th. Things are looking pretty good. The sun's down now, so you can see where you're going. You don't have to worry about that anymore. Where's your head at for this restart?
Yeah, we just gotta figure out what line we usually get in, you know, just since we're the 39.
I like the kid. Some people don't like him because he's obviously his grandfather's the race team owner, but I think he's funny.
Hopefully that gets correct, because there's a lot of that happening right now, so hopefully they keep walk out of here.
He's won 6 of the 7 last races on the 1.5 milers in the Busch Series at 19, or the Xfinity Series, excuse me.
You're doing your thing. We don't know what's going to happen either.
That's all thanks for the positivity.
But you got to do it, Glenn.
Hey, remember on that last restart?
You got to do it. Bristol would be a blast, I would
I
imagine.
brought it up, and Joey, you were in the booth a couple of weeks ago at Las Vegas when he's rallying.
That's right. Sieg and Gibbs are both up there in the front 4, and they had that incident
That was pretty early in the race.
a couple weeks ago.
Conversation here, and this is how the conversation went. Not too good. Not too good, and Sieg tried to give him a little taste of something, and what happened? Well, Ty Gibbs went on and win that race.
That's the worst. When you try to retaliate
And now-
against someone that's going to go on and win. Oh.
That hurts. But now here they are, sitting side by side, 1st and 3rd.
I will say, though, NASCAR brought them both together, right? NASCAR talked to both of them, and then they talked to one another. And reading the body language of the situation and hearing the interviews last weekend in Phoenix, everybody appeared to be in a pretty good place.
All right, so it is darkness. Darkness has arrived in Atlanta.
And you can push Ryan to his first ever win here at his home track.
No, I don't think he would, Glenn. I really don't. Well, I don't know about Worthy. If he thought he was going to get hurt, I don't know that if he'd put him in there.
Pendulum will swing.
That's how I feel about that. Maybe I'm wrong, Joe.
I'm pretty sure Ty Gibbs is going to help the 39 get out if he's in front of him. But he's not going to push him all the way to the win. He's going to try to win the race. We've seen that happen at a tie over and over again. He's a very aggressive race car driver. He's a good race car driver. He's very aggressive. And he's going to try to win. He's not going to push him just to get good guy points. That ain't going to work.
0% chance. Jamie?
Hey, Adam, every driver has to start somewhere, right? Well, here's some future superstars, the kids. They're going to race the Bandoleros, and they're all patiently waiting for their turn. When this race wraps up, they'll roll out there to the front stretch. They'll race on the quarter-mile track in the tri-oval. This is a little Bandolero. Check it out. Lots of kids.
I want to race a Bandolero. I don't know if I can get in one of them sumbitches, though.
Absolutely. I raced out here at the quarter mile.
I don't know if I can get in there.
Years and raced those Bandoleros and Legends cars out here with David Reagan and Reed Sorensen and a few.
I don't think I can get in a Bandolero, but I want to race one.
That
Bad.
was so much fun. And I did that exactly.
Last time I was in a go-kart, though, they kicked me off the track.
Coolest thing to race in front of all the fans that were still here for the experience.
They threatened to kick me off the track
On the quarter mile.
for aggressive driving.
Like this number 38 is here.
Hello,
this
Thor.
is the coolest thing. So I used to have so much fun doing that race with my parents and every weekend. There were so many great stories that came out of it. And like everyone just had.
Oh, yeah, there's no way in hell I'll fit in one of them.
It's like the most fun racing you will ever have is at that level. Such a great time.
So you're not going to tell the story that you already told us a couple times?
I won 14 straight. I don't want to brag or anything, but
Every commercial break, ladies and gentlemen.
Not every other. Not
Thomas Prince? No, dude, not a Bandolero.
commercial break. Hey, did I tell you guys I won?
I've only been in go-karts at the Putt-Putt golf track, y'all.
I live in Atlanta. You live here.
Yeah, he is, Glenn. He's a funny kid. Boyer's kid.
I really want to win here.
All those kids are racing go-karts are something now. Boyer's kid, Harvick's kid, Kyle Busch's kid.
What do you think since you lived here? You won all those races in the lower level?
Harvick's little daughter was in a car the other day, souped up deal.
Watch all the races.
Greg Davis, new subscriber. Welcome to the Berserkers. General Thor will be proud.
Showing up as one of the drivers racing Kevin Harvick, but also coming up here to the booth and talking. Like, it's just a really cool kind of surreal feeling that not too long ago I was that kid out there racing, and now on the big stage. It's pretty neat.
First ever race here for the Cup Series, 1960.
So this track, 60 since 1960, they've been racing in Atlanta.
Tomorrow, because you know you're the first to do it under this configuration, Brad. Add a little pepper to it.
Anytime there's a new track, a new layout, a new whatever, you want to be the first one.
Thomas says, my kid goes kart driving all the time.
And it's a good feeling for sure.
Reason why I got back into NASCAR after about 25 years. Cool deal, man.
It's just an extra badge or chip on your shoulder, I guess, in some ways.
I'd rather just have more wins in general. I don't even care where they are. I want to win them all. I don't care. It is nice to win the first. That is for sure. Inaugural events that's special or new surfaces like we see here today.
Glenn, do you have any short tracks up there in North Dakota that are close to you?
38 of them on them all.
Double overtime for the Xfinity Series. What do we expect?
Like local racing series?
I think the front row, you got Ty Gibbs, you got Ryan Seed. How are they going to choose? Is Ty Gibbs going to pick behind Ryan and push him maybe to the lead? Maybe to the win, maybe not, just to pass him on the last lap.
Oh yeah, he is. They won the other night, I guess.
Because I feel like he
together
in control on this restart, and he mentioned that in the interview you guys did with him. I feel like he is the guy that has spent more time in control at the front.
Greg Davis has put Gibbs in the 20 or 18 car. Then I'll make a judgment on him.
A few times, though. He doesn't have
Who is the most likely to leave Gibbs to vacate a seat for him? Does Gibbs have 4 cars at the Cup level?
Catbird seat at this moment. He's in a great track position. He's up front. He definitely could win the race. Don't get me wrong, but I do think he doesn't have numbers with him. And that could.
I mean, you know, you got Hamlin. I guess Hamlin is the most likely to leave Gibbs.
Third time we've had a red flag. Just so you know, Brad, Joey is well aware.
I guess Hamlin is the most likely to leave Gibbs. He could go race for that team that him and Jordan own.
Courtesy of Fox Sports. It's been a good one so far. Double overtime coming. Let's get down.
All right, another commercial break, y'all. Another commercial break. As we are still red. Rye says that Truex's contract is up next year. Kyle Busch's contract up at the end of the season. Oh yeah, most tracks are East Coast, west or east of the Mississippi anyway, Thomas. But we've got a short track deal here, just an hour north of me, in Arizona. Truex close to retirement as well. I think a lot has to do with his wife as well. You know, if she can beat this thing for a second time. Glenn has a half-mile dirt track in Fargo. I've never been to the one up north here either. I think we want to go one time. These red flags are really screwing up my dinner plans, y'all. It's 5:30. This is when I told the COO I would be complete for the day. Yeah, I agree, Greg. I think he'll probably run like a few races next year, you know, like 4 or 5, and then compete for Rookie of the Year the following year. I agree with you, Greg Davis. But if one of those seats should vacate, at Gibbs, it wouldn't shock me if they moved him up. Because I think he's got a sponsorship that'll go with him. March 27th, we got Team USA versus Mexico in soccer. Have to look into doing that one. No, USA versus Panama, World Cup qualifier. But we're here for NASCAR Xfinity Series Racing, the Nalley Cars 250 from Atlanta Motor Speedway. Red flag, actually we're under caution now. They've got them moving again. They've got them moving around the track again. Yeah, we're going to have some Chinese food. I'll have to tell the missus to get her some of that sriracha. She'd probably love that on her fried rice. All right, here we go. Jesse says Ty Gibbs will replace Kyle Busch and Kyle will join Bubba and Kurt over at Jordan.
You don't have teammate alliance with the Gibbs cars. They're separated, different lanes.
All right, so your leader, Ryan Sieg, Austin Hill, they've picked their poison there. Sieg on the outside, Hill on the inside.
Huge turn from what we saw a couple of weeks ago.
Gibbs on the outside.
This guy's going to push the 39 out to the lead.
We're about to get to it, y'all.
That sounds like
Pace car down pit road.
these green white checkers, though, it's so hard to say what's going to happen. But we're going to find out. Right
Green flag is out. Green white checker. Sieg, Hill, Gibbs, Herbst, your top four as they head into turn one. Through the speedy dry. You can put the top four cars under a blanket.
Good here, Joey. Gibbs still pushing into 3.
The Gibbs pushing that the 39 on the outside.
Hill had the advantage. Outside lane is rallying. Hill got loose. Here comes Ryan Sieg.
All right, here we go. Sieg
White flag is up.
takes the white flag. Next flag will win it. Gibbs to the inside of Sieg. Passes him for the lead.
But it's not over yet.
Ty Gibbs out front.
Gibbs out front. Got about a 5-car length advantage. They're 3 wide behind him.
3 wide for second. That's A.J. Allmendinger. Push for Brandon Castle.
Remember, next flag ends it. Ty Gibbs hung around all day.
For the year, he did it in Las Vegas. Back to the checkered flag. He's a
Ty Gibbs wins at Atlanta. Ty Gibbs wins in Atlanta. Not bad for a spoiled kid. Ty Gibbs wins at Atlanta. Second win on the season. Put the unbelievable move. Unbelievable move to get the lead there.
Back to restart, you see a great push from Ty Gibbs.
I like this kid. I like him a lot.
Is it almost over?
Yeah, they just finished it.
And then a big run, Joey. You saw it on the front stretch with 1 to go.
So Gibbs is pushing that 39 forward through the speedy drive from that last caution. And as soon as he clears the 39 from the inside lane, he cuts to the inside and passes him like he's standing still.
Look at their push from A.J. Allmendinger.
Allmendinger gives him a hell of a push. Drops to the inside.
Gets a big run. It clears him before it goes into the corner.
They get squirrely behind him.
Kind of hurt his momentum. Now they're 3.
What a race at the end there.
After that, and the rest is history.
Yeah, AJ gave a great push right here to
Thor is excited. I don't think he's had dinner.
Couldn't quite do it.
Ryan Sieg is unofficially in the 10th position. And for Ty Gibbs, he takes the lead on a restart at Las Vegas.
All right, so your winner is Gibbs.
Only laps he led that day. Today, he led the last one in double overtime. And for the 7th time in his career,
The 19-year-old is hyped. Oh, man, he fell down when he jumped off the top of the car. His first race at Atlanta.
Don't ever say we're not athletes, right?
It's hard to get out of this car. It's been hot. Long red flag. How many races do you cross?
And he's so excited, too. Honestly. When you win a race like that.
Yeah, he jumped off the top of that car, and them racing boots don't have a lot of traction on him. He fell right on his ass. He's going to get the checker flag, though. What's up, Arrowhead? What a race, says Dalton.
2 wins this year, 6 in his career. And he's got another checkered flag. Incredible day.
Oh, yeah, they're both fired up. So now he lays on the track after he fell down that last time. He probably hurt a little bit. He's probably shaking it off a little bit.
Ty, you never raced here. You overcame an issue on pit road when you couldn't see with the sun in your eyes, and now you are more jacked than I think I've ever so big?
I don't know. I think, first of all, I want to say, oh, glory to God. I want to say thank you for letting him be able to get me in these moments.
So his second win on the season. I want to thank everybody that joined us today for the race, though. Appreciate the support.
Oh, my gosh. You know, I did not expect this at all. That was one of those where, you know, I learned a big lesson, just never give up, and let's go.
And I could hear your team. They told you. You're always in this. Never give up in an Xfinity race. How much of that did you think about?
He hung around in that top 5, top 6 the entire day.
It was a long time, but, you know, I'll tell that date. I'll miss the date. I'm going to go party with the boys. Let's go!
Sorry, Dave. He's not
Gonna go party with the boys. I thought he said he had a date.
Hill comes in very close.
So Gibbs, Hill, Allmendinger, your top 3. They're interviewing Austin Hill now.
So I heard you on the restart say, I'm out. Did you run out of fuel at the end of this race?
Yeah, so coming off turn 4, coming to the green, you know, I'm sloshing it back and forth, seeing if I have fuel in the pickup, and it starts cutting in and out. And I immediately come over, I'm like, I'm out, and I almost came out pit road. And I was like, well, I'm going to try it. If I don't get going, I'll just drop to the apron and they can go on. So went for it. I don't know how we didn't run out of fuel there. We knew we were really close. They kept telling me to max save the whole time, but man, so close. I mean, this is 3 times now I finished second. You know, once here in Xfinity, twice in trucks, and
So 7873 is the subscriber count as we're about to shut this thing off. I appreciate it. Appreciate the support. We'll be back tomorrow for the Cup Series race, followed by the University of Arizona's NCAA tournament game. But I'm about to go get me some dinner, y'all.
everything they needed to win the race. I think the biggest difference.
Thomas says he's not old enough to drink in the States. Canada, he can.
Yellow came out. I think that was the biggest difference because I think if we could have kept the lead there and controlled it, I thought we had a fast enough car that we could have gotten the job done. So, but hats off to.
All right, so Gibbs back in the vehicle, bringing it to victory lane.
He made the right move at the right time.
And I'm going to get out of here, y'all. I'm going to bounce.
It stings, but we gotta hold our heads up.
But man, what a pass for the win there.
Repeat winner.
What a pass for the win.
Series of NASCAR this season is Ty Gibbs. Double overtime in Atlanta. He takes the lead after we saw the white flag, and he brings it.
And he literally just checked out to like a 10-car lead.
2 for 2 this year. You couple that with what he did a season ago.
All right, y'all, but that's going to do it for today's coverage of the Nalley Cars 250 here on Valhalla Sports Talk. If you're new, I'd appreciate the subscription. Tell us that you like what you saw today. Hit that like button on the video and turn on bell notifications with them on so that you know when we go online. Everybody have a great rest of your Saturday evening, and be nice to your neighbor, and we will see you tomorrow for the Cup Series race. Valhalla Sports Talk is off the air. Don't call me Shirley. Shirley in the house. What's up, Shirley?